From Benchmark International Arena in Tampa Bay, welcome to the debut of Tuesday Night Hockey for the 2026 New Year, live on the Ultimate Sports Network. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jaric Rubel, alongside my good friend Jake Elder, as we are so excited to be with you for a clash between two heavyweights and two teams who met in the 2022 Stanley Cup Final against one another, the Colorado Avalanche and the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be back here on the call with you. Another game. I very much enjoyed my experience with the Winter Classic and back for another exciting game between two of the top teams in the league.
Glad to have you with me tonight, Jake. It was fun on Friday. I had a blast with you again, first time in about a year, so it's good to get back, real quick. Start building some chemistry. And Colorado, they're going to be playing their third game in 4 nights tonight, but nothing has seemed to hamper Coach Jared Bednar's dynamic club and its race to the top of the league standings. However, the adversity that they had been missing most of the season finally arrived last week in full force. After remarkably losing only twice in regulation in the first 40 games and banking 69 points, Colorado had a 10-game winning streak snapped on Sunday as they played the Florida Panthers, who won the game by a score of 2-1 in Sunrise to join the Bruins and Islanders as the only teams to conquer the league's best in 3 periods. Avalanche defenseman Devon Toews, he was injured in the game in Carolina a few nights ago and was replaced Sunday by Ilya Solovyov. That's going to take me a second during the broadcast to get down, who was playing in the first game since November 1st. So the news was just as bad in Sunday's defeat against Florida when Captain Gabe Landeskog tripped and crashed headfirst full speed into the goalpost, and he was ruled out here tonight, and he has a history of injuries that nearly ended his career, and he was helped off the ice on Sunday. So both Toews and Landeskog with upper body injuries will, quote, miss some time. According to Jared Bednar, he said, you got to move on, keep playing. That's all that you can do. We've been fortunate this year. We have had some injuries, but nothing long-term, nothing too serious. We've got some depth, but we have lost 4 guys this week. And goalie Mackenzie Blackwood is one of those. He's on injured reserve, and forward UL Kiviranta did not travel on this road trip for the Avalanche. And thanks to Colorado's loss, the Lightning now own the best active streak in the league at 7 straight wins, which matched their mark set from November 18th through the 29th. Defenseman Darren Radish has a personal best moment when he forged his first career hat trick as the Tampa Bay Lightning demolished the San Jose Sharks 7-3. On Saturday in San Jose. That allowed them to sweep a 3-game California trip that began with wins on back-to-back nights against the Ducks and the Kings, and that all happened without defenseman Victor Hedman, who had hurt his elbow. He ran the power plays points. He hasn't played since December 9th, and Radish has stepped up big time in place of the captain over his 11-game absence. The 29-year-old Radish has used his powerful slapper to hit the net in 12 games, tying him for the 3rd most goals among defensemen with the Avs' Cale Makar and Isles' Matthew Schaefer. Head coach John Cooper of the Lightning said, quote, it was a tough start to the year for Radish. He was trying to find his game. We were trying to find our game as a team. Power play was struggling. We moved him up to the top unit. He's just playing with a lot of confidence and a lot of swag. Said, quote, as well, you like to see the guys get rewarded. He's getting rewarded. You see his shot. It's lethal. Nikita Kucherov posted his 8th career 5-point game, a goal and 4 assists against the Sharks, and reached 20 goals for the 11th season, passing Marty St. Louis for 3rd all-time for the franchise behind Steven Stamkos and Vincent Lecavalier. So the stage is set. It's the Avs and Lightning on Tuesday Night Hockey here on USN, starting netminders, and the drop of the puck is just around the corner, live from Benchmark International Arena in Tampa, Florida. You're listening to the NHL with Jaric Rubel and Jake Elder on the Ultimate Sports Network, live right here on YouTube. Welcome back into Tuesday Night Hockey on the Ultimate Sports Network. Jaric Rubel here with you alongside Jake Elder. And Jake's here to tell you tonight's starting goaltending matchup between the Colorado Avalanche and Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, for the road team comes in Scott Wedgwood at 18-2-4. He has a 2.17 goals allowed and a 0.918 save percentage. And across from him will be Andrei Vasilevsky with 5 straight wins, puts him to 16-7-2, tying him for the 5th best goalie in the league with wins. His goals allowed are 2.36, and he has a .912 save percentage.
So Jake, heading into this game today, this is a battle of the two longest tenured coaches in the National Hockey League. John Cooper comes in as the longest tenured head coach, being honored tonight for his 1,000th game in the National Hockey League as a bench boss. And then Jared Bednar for the Avalanche. It's his 10th season here as the bench boss for the Colorado Avalanche. Each of these coaches have won a Stanley Cup. John Cooper, 1 extra Stanley Cup and a few more trips to the final than Jared Bednar. But the two longest tenured coaches, and boy, these two teams are playing like they've been, elite for the last 10 years, which they pretty much have been.
Yeah, just as I read earlier, both of these two teams are holding the longest active streaks for making the playoffs at 8 and 9 years in a row. So they have proven to be a top team in the league and maintain that as we are halfway through the season. They go head-to-head tonight.
So Tampa looking to reclaim that top spot in the Atlantic Division. Detroit, with their win over Ottawa last night, put them back in first place. So Tampa currently sitting in second. Colorado, to nobody's surprise, look right above me here. I got the Nordiques hat on. You look at the record right above that. You see 69 points in the standings, 3 regulation losses. There's nobody with a better record than the Colorado Avalanche. They've been in first place in the Central and first place in the entire National Hockey League since the first week of the season. And perhaps we could be on a collision course for these two teams meeting in the Stanley Cup final again this year.
Yeah, even though it's early in the season, they look like they have the depth guys and the proven roster and history to make that happen. You mentioned
Oh, well, where were you headed with this? It's okay to ask.
I forgot where I was going to go with it, but I was going to mention something.
We got an anthem going on right now. It's rebroadcast if we give the anthem here, so we're not going to do that.
I'll sing the anthem.
Okay. Yeah, let's go.
Where we at?
I think we're at the end of it. So we're getting ready for face-off here from Tampa Bay. Of course, Jaric and Jake here with you on the Ultimate Sports Network. The main page still under a little bit of trouble. We're figuring out when that's going to end up going back on to YouTube. Think we might just end up making a new channel. USN Streams is what we're thinking of making it. So if that ends up being the case, that ends up being the case.
Oh, you've been discussing with them about what happened?
And YouTube is not getting back to us, so
they're all just gone?
Yeah, everything's gone. So everything to begin this season's all lost media. I don't think we'll ever be able to get it back. And I believe Matt had a lot of old stuff from just like regular streams, like not broadcasts he did, but just like talk shows and stuff that he did that are just gone now.
Well, was that rebranded from USRN or was it a new
Yeah,
YouTube
so it was
page?
the same YouTube channel and then he just switched the ad on it.
Okay.
So we're just...
Yeah, that's just very unfortunate that YouTube couldn't figure it out or get it like switched up to get us back in.
Right? All right, so Anthem's done. We're set for face-off here in Tampa Bay. Tuesday night hockey for the first time this year in 2026. It'll be the McKinnon line against the Gord line to start the game. McKinnon wins the draw. The Avs get possession. We are underway on Tuesday night hockey. Avs going right to left in this first period, wearing their road white jerseys with the maroon shoulders and the light blue numbers. Girard with a turnover at his blue line as Tampa enters in the Colorado zone, moving left to right in this first period, wearing their traditional blue home jerseys with the white numbering and letters. As back at center in front of the penalty boxes, Sam Girard scoops up a loose puck for the Avs, goes across to Makar, and he'll fling it up ahead for it to be tapped in by Lehkonen. Behind the Tampa net, it'll be moved up on the backhand by Moser. Didn't get it out. Girard kept it, but it ricocheted back to Yanni Gord, who slings it out in front of the penalty boxes, and the Avs will reset in their own end.
I remember now what I was going to mention earlier.
There we go.
Put that in there. About the Avs, they've had one regulation loss each month for the past 3 months. Actually, 1 month they had no regulation losses. So in the month of January, they already have one. So we'll look to see if they can overcome injuries and continue their dominance.
And of course, the snapped winning streak. We have 2 of those going into effect tonight. The Sabres playing against the Canucks, and now the Avs losing their 10-game win streak. Both 10-game win streaks that were snapped. So we'll see how the Sabres and Avs.
Putting the Sabres and the Avs in the same category of a 10-game win streak is something delightful to hear.
Shout out Bo and Byram. But the Tampa Bay Lightning take back over here at center. Gensel gloves it down at the red line. Turned it over, though, to the former Carolina Hurricane Jack Drury, who was brought over in the Mikko Rantanen trade last year. So he sent it behind the Tampa goal. Be moved up by Chernak now for Point. Point now through center over the red line. Now the blue far side into the Colorado zone. Backhanded it to the near corner Gonçalves in his 100th career NHL game. Played it back to him was Kucherov, but it went through his legs. And now the Avs will punch it back the other way into the near corner. Trying to dig it out for the Lightning is Crozier. As Crozier played it around the goal, Kucherov can't grab it on the far wing. Drury did. Now a pass to the middle. Here is Olofsson with a shot and a glove save made. The first one of the game for either team. And it's caught by the Lightning goaltender Vasilevsky for the first whistle. So 2 minutes, 5 seconds gone by in this opening period. Take a look at these Colorado starting lines. Top line of McKinnon, Natchez, and Olofsson. Second line, Nelson, Lehkonen, and Nichushkin. Third line, Drury between Colton and Brindley. Fourth line, Parker Kelly between Bardakov and Taylor Makar, Kale's brother. Deep pairings, Girard with Kale Makar, Josh Manson with Brent Burns, Solovyov with Malinsky. That's going to take me a second, but that's how the Avs align here tonight. Face-off won by Colorado to the right of Vasilevsky. A knuckle puck went towards Vasi, but it was ruled to be deflected with a high stick, I believe. So a whistle goes and another face-off upcoming.
Potentially it was Brent Burns offsides. I don't know if the puck got there, but Brent Burns actually introduced himself into the third leading for the Iron Man as games played by a defenseman, and it's pretty impressive to see
at his age.
To see Burns continue his dominance that he's at this age.
And he's the first 40-year-old to suit up for the Colorado Avalanche. On the back end sends Ray Bourque. And you know what happened when Ray Bourque did such a thing? The Colorado Avalanche hoisted the Stanley Cup. So puck back at center here. Nick Paul a takeaway as he's back into the Av zone against Parker Kelly. Puts on the brakes at the far circle. Puck knocked down to Bjorkstrand, who runs it back up high to the far point. Sent this way now. A long flip shot by Crozier's punched away with the blocker by Wedgwood. It's up in the air. Comes to the near corner. And in that near corner on it is James for Tampa. Right across Bjorkstrand's one time, or didn't get a lot on it as it went off the end boards. Now in the near corner, here's James. James playing it up. Trying to go somewhere with it along the near wall. Got taken off the puck now by Colorado as it's going to be lifted up by Solyov and not quite out of the zone as Tampa's back on it down in the far corner. James knocked off the puck. Now it comes to Bardakov and he's out to not neutral ice. He peels back as the Avs will change. He'll keep possession. And now he bumped it off to Girard and Manson fresh on the ice will flip it into the Tampa zone. And now Tampa will recover in their own end. As now my screen has completely frozen, so there is no play-by-play to bring you if this is what's going to happen. As now it's zooming up real fast. Radish ahead. Now Gonçalves a shot and a save made by Wedgwood. As I'm going to describe this only one way. I'm sure anybody watching's played the NHL video game. If you're playing online, the game freezes, and then you just zoom up ice because it's trying to catch back up to speed because the lag just put it behind.
We did get there in time as it looked like a much more ferocious shot than maybe it was, but speed was there, and Wedgwood gets his first save.
So face off to the right of Wedgie, won by the Avs. Manson played it ahead for McKinnon. He got bumped into his counterpart wearing 29 Pontus Holmberg, the ex-Maple Leaf, and now puck down low to Holmberg. Tried to play it in front, take it away McKinnon. He's galloping off to the races up the near side, over the red and the blue, into the Tampa zone. Ran into his own man, Natchez. Puck came to Holmberg, but now Natchez gets it back. Played it to the point. Manson from the far point to straightaway Girard. His long shot blocked in front by Lehkonen. Came back to Manson. Manson in front looking for a McKinnon tip. Didn't get it, but he drew a penalty. As the whistle goes, and Colorado is going to get the game's first power play.
For the power play numbers, we have the Avalanche at surprisingly very, very high, 26th in the league overall for the power play, and against a PK for the Tampa Bay Lightning that's going to be 5th. So it looks as if we could lock this down, but an early penalty is never an easy one to take.
So it's going to be a holding the stick call here against against Darren Radish. Thought it was Holmberg. It'll be Radish taking a seat. So the top defenseman in the lineup for Tampa Bay in the box. So face off to the right of Vasilevsky. Power play underway as the Avs get possession. Again, all power plays powered by YouTube. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Jake and I appreciate it very much. In the near corner of the Tampa zone, Nate just looks for a way to play it. Goes up high to McKinnon. His long shot. Save made in the butterfly by Vasilevsky. McKinnon again at the left point. Plays it straight away up high. Makar to the far circle. Trying to kick to the stick was Nichushkin. He couldn't as it was swiped away by Mosier. And the Avs have to reset at center. Here is Cale Makar. Dances over the logo. Now over the Tampa blue line. Far wing it's Nichushkin. Bad pass back to McKinnon. And now Nate Dogg has to circle back. 35 seconds gone by on this Colorado power play. Here's Natchez, twists over the Tampa line, dropped it to Makar. Far wall, now it's Brock Nelson. Brock Nelson against two blue sweaters, lost it, and Tampa's able to swipe it down the ice for another clear, down to the final 65 for the Colorado man advantage. So Cale Makar still out there, drops it back, and now here comes Gavin Brindley fresh on the ice. Brindley to the far wall. It'll be played down low by the Avs. As Olofsson got it behind the net, got chipped up by Colton, and it will be kept in. Now back in the near corner, Brindley. Brindley being defended by a pair of bolts in behind the Tampa net. Colton tried to chip it in front. Lehkonen not there. Puck came to the far corner in the Tampa zone. Here's Colton now. Back up to the point. The puck rolls for Burns. A half slapper glove save made by Vasilevsky, who snares that one for a whistle.
Looks like a pretty consistent start for both teams. Both teams kind of feeling each other out here. Good defensive plays on the PK by the Lightning, and Vazzy's glove has shined early on.
So a moment here to take a look at the Tampa lines, as I didn't get them to you while the Avs are on the power play. Point with Gonsalves and Kucherov, Sorelli with Hagel and Gensel, Gord with Gergensons, Holmberg, James with Paul and Bjorkstrand. Avs win the draw. Their power play resumes in the far corner. Here's McKinnon skating behind the Tampa net to the near side. Swung it up to Natchez. Natchez in the high slot to the far circle with speed and a shot, and another glove save by Vasilevsky, who's been on point with the glove for all three saves he's made.
This Avs top line has been out here for about half the first period already, three minutes plus, as they started the game, started the power play, and they put the top line back out there for a couple more seconds here.
Deep pairings real quick for Tampa. Mosier with Radish. Radish currently in the penalty box. Charlie Destow with Chernak, and then Carlisle with Crozier. So face off to the left of Vasilevsky, down to the left of the ice from our vantage point. Now Natchez in the slot for McKinnon, a weak backhander save made with Nichushkin in front by Vasilevsky. Puck back up high now to Makar. To the far circle, it's Nelson. Nelson goes down low to Nichushkin in the far corner. McKinnon trades spots with Nichushkin, puck up high to Makar. Near circle, it's Natchez as time expires. Back to full strength we go. In the slot, Makar drive and a save made by Vasilevsky as he will cover. Back to 5-on-5 we go. Tampa 1-for-1 on the PK. And it stays scoreless. So it looks like we are going to head to break. Didn't realize we played 6 minutes so quickly. Wasn't quite sure, but yeah, we are going to head to break. Back in a moment here on USN Scoreless on Tuesday Night Hockey. Welcome back into Tuesday Night Hockey on the Ultimate Sports Network. Still scoreless in Tampa Bay between the Avs and the Bolts. Jaric, Rubel hanging out with you here alongside Jake Gelder as the Tampa Bay Lightning are fresh off of successful penalty kill early here in period one.
We're getting a view of Ryan Brindley playing with Jared Bednar back in 2001 on a hockey team winning a championship together. So a little connection there with his son now on the Avalanche.
Gavin Brindley this year, 5 goals, 4 assists in 28 games in his rookie campaign, brought over from the Blue Jackets in the offseason. Sent Charlie Coyle to Columbus. As we get set to resume play here, 13:57 to go in the opening period. Face off to the right of Vasilevsky between Jack Drury and Braden Point. The linesman drops the puck. Avs win the draw to the back. It's Manson. Works his way towards the slot. Played it on net. Save Vasilevsky. He'll stick it aside right to Kucherov. Kucherov will end up playing it to himself, not by choice off the far wing. Now it comes to Point, who plays it around his own net back to Kucherov, and he'll snap it across where the Lightning will try and get out, but Carlisle doesn't like what he sees, so he'll defer now this way to Crozier. Crozier rink wide to Point. Pass got taken back away by Girard. Now a rink wide was intercepted by Crozier, and Tampa on a delayed offsides will be forced out to center. So the Avs have time to exit their zone. Girard will on the near wing. Played it at the logo for Manson. Had trouble entering on at the Tampa blue line. And now Gonsalves one-handed into the Colorado zone. And the Avs will retry again. Shots 5-2 in the early going here in favor of the Avs, and a play up ahead for Kelly was a shot there, was blocked in front. Or that was Taylor McCarr, I should say, 16, not 17, as it gets out of play off a Tampa skate.
So the Colorado Avalanche wrap up a 3-game road trip tonight in Tampa, and the club will return home after this evening's contest, where they begin a season-long 7-game homestand Thursday against Ottawa.
And Jake, 7-game homestand for the Avs. I mean, what's their record here at home? 17-0-2. I mean, this is an opportunity for them to run away with the President's Trophy.
Yes, indeed. But like we said, these injuries are kind of piling up, and they're going to have to make sure they can continue that success.
So off an ozone face-off win, the Avs get control. Malinsky's one-timer got blocked by Holmberg, and now he's off to the races the other way with Yanni Gourde. Yanni Gourde lost possession over the Av blue line, but Nick Paul's there to help him out, or Mosier, I should say, is in the far corner. He's pinned up to the glass, and now a quick shot from Carlisle came back to the near side. Radish put one on net, save made by Wedgwood, as now the Lightning getting some ozone time. Mosier played it behind the Colorado goal, pinching in the near corners. Radish played it behind, trying to get free for Tampa was Holmberg. He got upended. Puck comes out to center, and now Tampa will recoil. Here's Radish on the re-entry. Banked it off the far glass over the Avs line into the far corner. Malinsky gets on it first for Colorado. Now played it up ahead, and now having trouble with it as the Avs getting it out. Hagel on it. Kept it in. He races to the near side. Played it in the slot. Pass was intercepted, though, by Malinsky. And now Malinsky up on the far wing. Here's McKinnon. Dropped it for Lehkonen. Pass was poked away by Tampa, and Cirelli's up on the near side now. Over the Colorado line. He puts on the brakes at the circle. Dropped it in the slot. Chernik a shot and a glove save made by Wedgwood, who came out to challenge him on top of the blue paint.
That was the first good entry for Tampa there, but meanwhile, we saw Darren Radish playing a little bit of below the net and some offense, as last game he became the 3rd defenseman in franchise history to record a hat trick on Saturday, and he also is tied for the most power play goals by a defenseman, tied with Matthew Schaefer.
So Darren Radish taking the number 1 role here in Tampa Bay with Victor Hedman and Ryan McDonough out of the fold here so far this season. He's been handling the business very well, as Tampa has not been dwindling at all in the standings. I know it's very close in the Eastern Conference between everyone, but they've been at the top for most of it. Couple of blips in the radar, but overall nothing too much to panic about. So 12 minutes left here in period number 1. The Lightning had a turnover at center. Brock Nelson in over the Lightning line. Going to be an offsides, though, as that'll create a stoppage with 11:38 to go in period 1, and a neutral zone faceoff upcoming. So coming up next week on Tuesday Night Hockey, the Islanders head to Winnipeg to take on the Jets. That'll be right here on USN or my YouTube page. Guess we'll figure out which one's which by the time gets here. Be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time from the Peg. So face off in front of the Lightning bench, going to be pulled back by Nelson and the Avs. Makar will snap it in. Kale, that is, to the far corner in the Lightning zone. The puck goes. Be played ahead, but not out. Quick shot from the far point by Makar, snared out of there with the blocker by Vasilevsky. Now stretch pass up ahead. Gonsalves is in. Gonsalves a shot, and it leaked through the 5-hole and out the far side on Wedgwood. No goal as the Bolts just come so close to getting that 1-0 lead, and the Avs are able to get it back the other way. So on the near side in the Tampa Bay zone. Go ahead, Jake.
I was going to say, it's Gage Gonsalves' 100th NHL game, and he's on that top line with Point and Kucherov. Good look for him there on the stretch pass breakaway.
Now the Avs get possession back after Kucherov was swallowed up by 4 white sweaters. The Avs get possession back. Manson with a rink-wide pass on the near side. Too high for Olofsson to gather. That allows Nick Paul to get it for the Bolts. Now across it goes, and a pass up ahead by Carlisle. Got stymied, but now another try by Crozier up the near side will go into the Avs zone on the far wing, and it'll be taken by Manson as he skates behind the goal to the near corner. Ladled one up ahead on the backhand. Former Lightning Ross Colton can't get it. Now the puck comes to him in front of the penalty box. His rink-wide pass is red, and now here comes Holmberg back in over the line. Fed it to the near side where James backhands it around the goal to the far corner. Now Yanni Gord trying to get free, or Carlisle, I should say, 67 in the near corner. Played it up high, and a long flip shot deflected off the stick of Paul over the crossbar of the Av net. Now Paul got his own rebound. Played it behind the net to Manson. Josh Manson here being watched by Dominic James. Backhanded one up the near side and cleared for the Avs. And Tampa will reset in their own end here past the halfway point in period 1. Tampa back through neutral. Nick Paul over the Av line to the near corner. He goes, losing possession of the puck. Picked up now by Solovyov. Solovyov up the near wing for Kelly. He'll chip it into the Tampa zone to the near corner. That goes. Trying to get after it's Bardakov for the Lightning, or for the Avs, I should say, and it came to center. And now Hagel will twist and play it back for the Bolts, who will try for a breakout. Pass back on the far wing for Hagel. He'll skate west to east over the logo. Back to the far side he goes over the Avs line. He'll whack it around the goal. It came to the near wing for Sorelli, who backhands it deep again. Holmberg couldn't quite get there. Gensel, I should say, couldn't quite get there. Is on the near side for Colorado. A pass goes up but not out as Desto will keep it in. Desto with a shot save made by Wedgwood as it popped up off a stick and into the glove for a whistle with 9:02 to go in period 1. Still looking for the game's first goal. You're listening to Tuesday Night Hockey on the Ultimate Sports Network with Jaric Rubel and Jake Elder. Back in a moment. Welcome back into Tuesday Night Hockey on the Ultimate Sports Network. I'm Jaric, that's Jake. The Avs and Lightning are in a scoreless tie just past the halfway point here in period 1. Remember to hit that like button here on the YouTube stream. Enjoy all of you hanging out in the chat. Shout out Jake, who's with me. Said say let's go. Shout out Colin. Shout out Robert. Thanks to all of you guys for tuning in here tonight on a Tuesday.
We just saw Wedgwood's numbers against the Lightning, 2-1. but he has a 1.34 save percentage and a shutout, so he's definitely fared well against this Lightning roster.
Face off to the right of the aforementioned Wedgwood, 9:02 to go in the first period. Face off between McKinnon and Yanni Gourde. Puck is dropped, play to the far wing, Gordles ladle it back, and now here is Mosier. Mosier with a half clapper, blocked in front by his own man Gergensons, and now Natchez with it up the near wing. He'll snap it in from the red line, it'll wrap around to the far corner. Trying to get on it first was Lehkonen for Colorado. Mosier will end up with it, as he played it to Radish on the near side, and he'll put it up for Gergensons, who got the red line and played it into the Av zone. Into the near corner, Holmberg with a good position play against Makar. Gets to the loose puck, played it behind now for Gergensons. Sam gets Gergensons back up top to the point. Zip this way for Mosier to Radish, and his long wrister will be gloved easily with no traffic in front by Wedgwood. 4-0 whistle with 8:27 to go in the opening frame.
Radish again, not afraid to shoot and play offense there. And you mentioned Gergensons. We get happy belated birthday, as his birthday was yesterday, January 5th. Someone else's birthday was yesterday, January 5th as well.
Oh, really? Yeah, I wonder who that was. As yours truly turned 25 yesterday. Not to brag, quarter century. Don't know if that's something to brag about now as you're starting to get up there. You know? Hey, you got
I'll be there in
13 days?
13 days.
All right, so no birthdays here today, but face off to the left of Wedgwood will allow the Lightning to win that draw from the point. Here's a Radish drive and a save made with the glove by Wedgwood. Do it all over again.
About the same thing. Another offensive shot from Taylor Radish.
Tyler.
Darren.
Dang.
Dang.
Taylor, though, was an ex-Tampa Bay Lightning as his rookie campaign and a few seasons after was here. And then he went to Chicago, where he then went to Washington and now New York with the Rangers. Not that any of you care, but, you know, in case any hockey historians are in there. Never know. Here's an icing on Colorado, so we got more time to talk about some whatever, as there's 8:14 to go in the first period.
Yeah, we can look to McKinnon. McKinnon league leading 70 points for Nathan McKinnon, and he's on a tear. I think 36 goals, 35 goals.
Nathan McKinnon currently sits at 35 goals, 39 assists for 79
which
points.
Which would put him on pace
points.
for 70 goals, which would be a delight to see, but that's a tremendous landmark to hit.
So face off to the right of Wedgwood, going to be won by the Avs as they'll control in their D zone. Burns will collect and play it to the near wing where Manson and neutral ice will try and bank pass it to Nichushkin. Could not. Decided to meet Radish with a nice body check at center. And Burns will exit again with a pass up the near wing for Nelson. That's intercepted by Radish. Pass across over the Av line for point. He pulls up, takes a shot, and a blocker save made by Wedgwood. Rebound punch to the far corner where Manson will flip the biscuit out to center. It's going to be punched by Radish to the logo. Nichushkin picks it up though, so no hand pass as the Avs will recoil again in their own zone. 7.5 left in the first period. Shots 9-6 now Tampa Bay. It was 5-2 Colorado. As Tampa now out shooting Colorado 7-1 in the last few minutes of game time. So the Avs through center snap it back into the Bolt zone, rattling to the near corner. Drury will pick up the puck for Colorado. Up top, Solivyov played it across to Malinsky, whose shot got flubbed to the near corner. Now the Bolt's back out as Carlisle's backhander off the glass. Got gloved by Drury, kept in by the Avs as a one-timer by Colton. Stymied there by Vasilevsky as it's cleared back out now by Tampa. And Hagel had trouble with it at the logo. Drury will stash it back in while both teams head to change under 7 minutes now in period one. So back behind the collar of the Tampa Bay net here. Looking to start it up ahead is Crozier. As Crozier played it on the far wing. Nobody knows where the puck is. It's a delayed offside, so Colorado will touch it as Tampa can't. As a pass from Makar on the near side hits Girard. Touched it ahead through center for Natchez to glide over the Tampa line. Bumped it for McKinnon. Played it back to Makar, whose shot got blocked in the slot. Trickled now in behind to the trapezoid. In that trapezoid, Holmberg does a good job to play it away from McKinnon. McKinnon there, I think, took an interference penalty that didn't get called as he one-armed him down without the puck. Radish, though, through center across the Av line, had a pass get taken back by Colorado. McKinnon generates a 3-on-2 with a nice deke over the Tampa line, far side. Here's Natchez back to McKinnon, and it's broken up by Radish as he snapped it back up the near wing for Gourde. End-to-end action here as Gourde got the puck taken away by Makar as it found Natchez free. as Nate just plays it to the logo for Nelson to backhand it over the Tampa line. Bounced down in the slot, trying to glove it's Nichushkin. Played it to the near wing. Nate just poked it back down low. Chernak on it first for the Bolts as he's crunched by Nichushkin, who fell while delivering the hit. And now on the near side, Paul will play it out to center. And Dominic James will snap it in for Tampa. And there'll be some line changes. So 5.5 to go here in the first period as Tampa just recollects in neutral ice. As now Desto will take a look as he just drops it behind his own net. Dominic James being hounded here by a pair of Avs. Lost the puck, but it came right back to Desto, who found Chernak. Chernak out to neutral ice at the logo. Half claps it deep into the Avs zone. In behind the Colorado goal. It'll be left by Brindley, and it's taken back by Paul on a turnover to the point. Here's a long shot by Carlisle that got blocked, and now it came to Paul out of the far corner. Behind the Colorado net, he skates to the near wall. Up high it goes, and Crozier with a shot went up high and bounced to the far corner. And Manson's on it for Colorado. He'll flip it up and out. And now a turnover by Bjorkstrand, who tried to recover, will give it to Drury, who races in over the far wing into the Tampa zone. Dropped it to the trailer at the left point. Kolyavov in front, and now trying to get there is Olofsson, but it went through his legs. And Carlisle takes it from behind the Tampa net into center. He goes with a dump in. So the puck rattling around to the near quarter now in the Avs zone. Under 4.5 remaining in period number 1. As through center, trying to reset is Point. Braden Point dropped it back off now for Desto, who played it on the near wing for Kucherov. Kucherov played it back for Chernak, who they trade spots. Chernak will snap it in. Behind the Av goal, it'll be Malinsky. Up on the far wing, the puck will deflect out of play now as it gets into the Avalanche bench. That'll send us to our last break here with 4:11 to go in the first period. Still looking for the game's first goal. We're scoreless in Tampa Bay on a Tuesday night between the Avs and the Bolts. And we're back on Tuesday Night Hockey on the Ultimate Sports Network. Jaric and Jake with you here on the Tuesday night as it's still scoreless in Tampa Bay between the Avs and the Lightning. So we're still looking for goal number 1 here tonight. Face off to the right of Wedgwood coming up in the O-Zone for Tampa, as it'll be Cirelli against McKinnon on the draw. Cirelli able to whack it back. Radish controls along the far wall. He'll race to the corner with it against Natchez. Natchez knocked him off the puck. Cirelli grabbed it, spun it in front. Taken, though, by Cale Makar. Played it ahead for Lehkonen. Now on the near side's McKinnon galloping in the slot with a shot. Got blocked by Moser to the near corner. Now the Lightning get back on it. It's Gensel. Gensel, the American, up the near wing, now over the logo, played it far wing, Hagel over the Avs line, chipped it for Gensel in the far corner. He got hit there by Natchez. Puck came up the wall, Lehkonen poked it ahead. Will it get out? It will, as now the Lightning snap it back in. Gensel plays it unaware of the delayed offsides, and the whistle goes with 3:40 in the first.
It's a close one there, but we look at this game, and it's very... I don't know if it's tight checking or just as the puck's a little chippy in center ice as these two juggernauts of teams come against each other. But hey, Colorado is least amount of goals in the league allowed at 89, and Tampa's right behind them in third with 109, and pretty low goals allowed per game. So these two teams playing some defensive hockey here and not allowing for much room on the ice.
Yeah, don't laugh at me while I squat up here so I can read what I'm about to read. But Tampa in the first period, they're outscoring. They have a plus 16 goal differential in the first period, and the Avs with a plus 18 goal differential. So I don't know if that has to go with they just know how to get out of the period with the lead, both of these teams, or if that's, just they always score early. I mean, it's probably both, but
I would like to think the Avs home trend takes that over, as it seems every Avs home game they score less than 5 minutes in.
It's true. I would be interested to see the Avs home road first period split. That's a good call. But back to the play-by-play here as the Avs are the Bolts, I should say, are in the O zone, is in the far corner. Dominic James tried to play it ahead. He got kind of awkwardly whacked there at the stick of Malinsky as the puck at the far circle. Bjorkstrand will play it back to Paul in the far corner. Paul trying to get free of Brock Nelson. Bjorkstrand got it to the point. It's played this way to Crozier. He'll bank it off the end boards. It came back to Bjorkstrand in the far corner. Bjorkstrand will go up to the point with it. Carlisle will give it back to him. Now a backhander down low will be played back by Malinsky for the Avs to the near side. And now a pitch and Crozier will keep it in for Tampa. James behind, tried to play it on top for Paul. Couldn't get there. The puck will be taken out to center. And the Bolts will have to touch up. Avs getting a change. Kucherov back in on the fly with a shot blocked by Malinsky. The far corner that goes. Manson will play it behind for Malinsky again on the near side. He'll bank it up for Kelly and the Avs to center. Parker Kelly, a backhand pass played for Drury, busts into the near circle, fanned on a shot, got a little on it to move it back behind the goal line, but ultimately didn't come anywhere close to hitting the net. Now a pass up ahead found Kucherov. Kucherov with space on the near side into the Avs zone, pulls up at the near circle, falling while taking the shot, a save. Wedgwood penalty coming up though, as Wedgwood covers. Tampa now going to get their first power play of the game, as it will be Manson taking a seat. Now he's jawing with Chernak as these two guys, big defensemen, jawing at one another. And big defensemen indeed as these two guys stand in here. Chernak jumping in to this fight at 6'4", 230. And then for Colorado at the other end, you have Josh Manson standing in at 6'3", 220, so two heavyweights there if they really wanted to, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay Lightning coming off a 3-for-5 night on the power play at their last game. A couple of those goals coming from Darren Radish on the power play. We'll see how this lights up the end of the first period here. With this penalty will go into the intermission.
So Burns gets actually called for the trip, as of course I hate when the camera goes right to the wrong person, because that's kind of my own guess as to who took the penalty if I don't see it. But Burns to the box, Tampa to the power play, and we'll see if they could get the game's first goal with the man advantage. Going with a unit of Bjorkstrand, Gensel, Kucherov, Point, and Radish. As off the draw, it's played to the far wall. Bjorkstrand will pin it up against it for a moment. Point got it to Radish at the far point, and now he'll go down to the corner with a backhand pass to Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand behind the goal for Gensel to the near corner. Kucherov across, and the pass was too hot to handle for Bjorkstrand. Radish, hounded by Nelson, got it to Bjorkstrand. Now back up to the point. Here is Radish. Darren Radish to the near corner. Kucherov played it in the slot, point a shot, and that went wide to the far post. Now at the far point, Bjorkstrand working the wall. Down low it goes behind the net for Gensel to the near corner, Kucherov. Kucherov in the slot, point, fanned on the shot, a good stick there by Manson. Near circle, Kucherov in the slot for Point. He got stick checked again. The Avs are on that, and they'll clear.
This is the number one overall PK unit here.
Now Kucherov back in on the near wing, looking for a lane, pulls up in the near corner. Now gives it to Gensel behind the goal line. Back to Kucherov near half boards. Back up top. Here's a one-timer. Radish snared out of the air with the glove by Wedgwood. A dandy of a stop with 48.7 to go in the first period.
Both goalies love showing off their glove early in this game. Tampa's power play is overall 16th in the league, but 28th at home. Not many goals coming at home for them on the power play. And as I mentioned, Avalanche are number one in the league on the PK.
Face-off one to the left of Wedgwood by the Lightning's point. Along the near boards, it's Kucherov with control. Up top, Radish snapped it to the near corner, Gensel. Back to Kucherov. Kucherov working to the slot. Now Gensel down low with a shot. Save Wedgwood as he gets it in the breadbasket for a whistle with 36 seconds left in the period.
Positioned well. I feel like Gensel was trying to shoot for a little rebound in front, but it ends up right in the chest of Wedgwood.
So face-off coming back up to that face-off circle to Wedgwood's left. Point against Drury as Point wins that one back to Radish at the near point. He'll play it to the corner on the near side for Gensel. Now Kucherov along the half boards, back to Gensel. For Kucherov, up top, Radish back to Kucherov, down low Gensel. Gensel for Kucherov, kicking to the stick near circle. Nikita Kucherov for Radish, back to Kucherov, one-timer and a block there by Makar as it goes out of play. Makar checking to see if his stick's going to break. It does not. And another face-off upcoming here to Wedgwood's left with 19 seconds to go.
Yeah, Makar getting in front of that missile as Tampa Bay really closed in on this square of a power play as each player got closer and closer and closer, and the shot ends up getting blocked.
I think there's a lot of trust within this Colorado PK that Wedgwood could shut down that short side, and they're just shutting down anything in the slots. They know they're looking for that bumper. Tampa gets control off the next ozone draw. Down low in the corners, Gensel with the turnaround shot. He scores! Power play goal. He went far side, not short side. And the Bolts with a 1-0 lead.
An identical shot there from Gensel as the previous one. I said he shot right into his chest. He ends up getting the right angle this time and slips right through Wedgwood as the Tampa Bay power play comes through right at the end of the first period.
So only fitting, as I said, they trusted Wedgwood out of the place from the corner, and they're covering the bumper. Sure enough, Tampa had enough opportunity, and they end up taking the one given to them. And Gensel, named to the U.S. Olympic team, ends up getting goal number 19 on the season. And Tampa with the all-important first goal when scoring first this year. They're 17-4-2. The Avs 9-2-1 when trailing 1-0. And now with 5 seconds left in the first period, time should just about expire. It will. And that'll send us into intermission with the Tampa Bay Lightning holding a 1-0 lead over the Colorado Avalanche through one period. The Avs, when trailing through one this season, it's only happened to them 6 or 7 prior times, as it's 3-2-2 for them. And then for the Tampa Bay Lightning, 16-4-1 when leading through 20 minutes this season.
Yeah, Nikita Kucherov gets another assist to add to 4 assists the other night on Saturday as he passed Jerome Iginla to enter the top 10 in most assists by a right winger. He also continues his 7-game point streak to make that 8-game point streak for Nikita Kucherov.
So Kucherov with points in 8 straight games. The Bolts trying to make it wins in 8 straight games. They're up 1-0 through 20 minutes, outshooting the Avs 12-7 in that opening frame. And a power play goal by Gensel from Kucherov and Radish is all the scoring thus far. So we take it to intermission. Stick around. Do not go anywhere as you're listening to Tuesday Night Hockey with Jaric, Rubel, and Jake Elder on the Ultimate Sports Network. It's Tampa Bay 1, Colorado 0 through 20 minutes of play. Back in 15 minutes with more Tuesday night action. Welcome back in for the start of period number 2 on Tuesday Night Hockey on USN. Jaric, Rubel, and Jake Elder with you here on the broadcast tonight. 1-0 Tampa through 20 minutes of play. It was a late power play goal by Jake Guentzel, his 19th of the year from Kucherov and Radish. Kucherov up to 40 assists now on the year. It's the only goal in the first 20 minutes. Tampa outshot Colorado in the frame 12-7.
Yeah, the Avalanche here trailing after one, and they have only trailed 18% of the time in this entire season. That is 448 minutes, it says, which is, to think about it, playing 42 games and trailing for less than 8 of them, about that, is pretty impressive. And they've led for 52% of their games, so for them to not be in the lead is not a place they're used to. So we'll see how they respond here in the second period. And I also know historically Tampa Bay usually is a good second period team, and so we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, Tampa Bay with a goal differential +7 in the second period this season. They begun this frame with Gord against McKinnon for this draw, and Tampa wins it, playing it all the way back to Vasilevsky. So now Radish, being hounded by the Colorado top line, has to try and move it up for Tampa, and they will get it out, but not before an offsides whistle as Colorado tried to play it back in quickly.
And let's hope to see a little more puck control. To start that game, it seemed that it was so tight checking with two great defensive teams that there was not very much open ice, and the puck was bouncing left and right off sticks as there was constantly somebody in your face as soon as you had the puck.
The Avs win a neutral zone draw. Girard hammers that one in. Puck in the near corner of the Tampa Bay zone. Nate just knocked Moser off the puck, but it came free to the Tampa Lightning anyways. Gergensen will flip it ahead. So it'll go now to the Colorado defenseman in his own zone, Sam Girard. Brought over from Nashville in the Matt Duchene trade, a 3-team trade with Ottawa all the way back in the fall of 2017. It's now in his 9th year here in an Avs sweater. Girard flipping it up the near side. It goes into the corner for McKinnon to get after. Puts on the brakes. Moser knocked him off the puck. Holmberg grabs it. Defers back to Moser beneath the Tampa net now. And he'll look for a breakout as he'll go straight ahead to the logo. Gord tapped it in. It will go behind the Colorado goal where Hagel tries to get an angle against Girard. They both go into the near corner. As now Hagel looks like he's going to dig out this puck. It came free in behind. Makar grabs it from behind the net. And Kale played it up for his brother Taylor through center. On the near wings, Natchez. Natchez with a snapshot and an awkward left pad save by Vasilevsky as he expected a fastball and got a changeup. Behind the Tampa net is Chernak. He'll go up ahead for Kucherov. Weak pass at center, turned over now Drury. On the far wing, Olofsson couldn't grab it, but it came back freely on a bad pass by Tampa as Drury gave it back, and a shot by Colton, gloved by Vasilevsky. It bounced out to the far corner. Now Point will try and grab it. He will, as two white sweaters take a look at him. Olofsson back the pass into the near corner. And now a 4-man scrum in that far corner will dig out a puck as it came free to the near side. And now Nichushkin back to the right point for Burns. Burns snapped it in behind. Screen freezes again. Gone completely black now. Couldn't tell you a thing as now it's back. And through center, the puck comes to Hagel. And Point's trying to twist for it in the neutral zone. And it'll come free back now to Colorado's Josh Manson as he'll take a look in his own zone. Played it up the far wing, over the line into the Tampa zone's Nichushkin. Put on the brakes along the far half boards. Hagel roughed him around, played now to the far corner Brindley. Up top and a long shot there, blocked by Nichushkin, came free now to the Lightning. As Guentzel recovered, Chernak's down in the slot as he appears to have a lower body, maybe not injury, but just discomfort as he's still down back there. Referee TJ Luxmore talking to him as Chernak down on one knee Sure taking his time.
He got tangled up there in front of the net with Nichushkin, Big Val, you know.
Ooh, and I don't want to say it could be a groin, but the way Chernak's legs kind of slipped, it looked like he was trying to do the splits accidentally there, not trying to do it, but looks like he's okay as he gets back to the Tampa bench and grimaces a bit, but
They cannot afford another defenseman injury, as we mentioned earlier, with Hedman and McDonough both out.
yeah, Tampa, in first place in the Eastern Conference, doing all this with all the injuries. I mean, really, Chernak, Radish, and barely Moser, if you really want to say it, are NHL caliber defensemen they're working with, and they're doing just fine.
I think that's the showing of the depth, and I would say John Cooper's coaching ability to adjust and give these players opportunities and make them play how he wants them to play.
A puck in front of the penalty box with 2.5 minutes gone by in the second period. Came free now to the Avalanche's Malinsky in his own zone. Goes across to Kolyovov, who played it now across for Kelly to whack into the Lightning end. Vasilevsky out of his net to play it. Gave it up to the Avs, though. Kelly played it through the slot. Came to the point. Malinsky a drive. Missed to the far side. Back up to the point. A long flip shot again. Dealt with by Vasilevsky. Solovyov let that shot go. Back to him at the far point. He'll let another one go. That's blocked in behind. Came into the trapezoid. Taking a hit there is Kelly. Trying to move the puck without a stick is Nick Paul. Now the puck's free near Bjorkstrand, but he can't grab it. Shot towards the net. Save Vasilevsky on the backhand. A shot in front. They score! Taylor McCarr, brother of Kale, and the Avs have tied it at 1.
A lot of action in front of the net there as the Avs collapse on a loose puck, get it behind Vasilevsky, and Taylor McCarr puts it away.
Looks like it was actually Parker Kelly in front as McCarr skated in, but it was Kelly who was standing there, whose stick motion was the one who tapped that puck into the vacant cage past Vasilevsky. So it looked like McCarr's motion, but Parker Kelly is the one who got the stick on it.
As we said, a lot of action in front of the net there, and the Avs tie it up early here in the second.
So 8th goal of the season for Parker Kelly, as this game's knotted up at 1 now with 16.5 to go in period 2. Avs back on it in the O-zone with the tying goal just scored, but the Avs will have to get back as Tampa is able to escape their end, and Cale Makar now will have to get back. Played it up the near wing. Moser gets it back, though. Gord in the near corner. Played it up high. Radish a shot. Blocked in front. Came back to him. That blocked there by Lehkonen. Now Gord straight away. Near circle, it's Moser. Played it across. Now Holmberg's shot got blocked to the far corner. Gergensen on it now. McKinnon poked it away, but it came back to Holmberg. Holmberg having a good game tonight. Played it behind for Gergensen's. Gergensen's now. Played it, left it in the near corner. Gord skating from low to high, being harassed by Cale Makar. Now the Avs have an opportunity at an odd man rush, but Moser got in the way. McKinnon gets the puck now over the near side, over the Tampa blue line. Found the trailer. Girard a shot and a blocker save by Vasilevsky. Rebound to the far corner. Now Gord ends up collecting the loose puck. Played it ahead. Gergensen touched it to Holmberg. Holmberg got to the Colorado blue line and now dumped it on in. Behind the goal, Moser, the defenseman, down low. Played it for Hagel fresh on the ice on the far side. Up top, Chernak. He fanned on a shot, just plays it back himself in neutral ice now as he had no other option. And now Tampa has to recoil back in on the near side. Cirelli dropped it for Dastow. Now Gensel played it towards the net. Save made, loose in front. Cirelli can't get there. It's cleared out by the Avs. Now on the near side, Drury trying to clear, being roughhoused by Gensel, lost the puck. Burns up the near side, can't clear. Dastow played it in the slot. Hagel can't get there. Chernak will bash it back deep. Now Gensel in behind, has the lone Tampa goal tonight. Played it up high to Charlie Dastow. Dastow played it in the slot. Drury will clear. And the Avs will allow Tampa to tag up, and nobody is changing quite yet. Pass back up ahead. Cirelli straight away gets into the Avs zone. Across Gensel in the slot. Hagel had it hop over his blade. Gensel hustling on the near side, trying to keep it in against Drury. But Drury with possession will loft it out. And a bouncing puck on the near side will find Olofsson, who sends it deep.
Much faster pace here as both teams keep getting a good entry into the zone.
It's now a turnover here out the center. Malinsky walks back into the Tampa zone with a high shot, and that hit Vasilevsky right under the mask as he is able to swallow it for a whistle. But a bad turnover there on an opportunity for Tampa to enter into the Colorado zone.
Definitely getting a lot of pressure on both ends in front of the net. There was another chaotic play in front of Wedgwood as a bunch of sticks collided, and they ended up clearing it out and keeping this game at 1-1.
So face-off coming up here to the left of Andrei Vasilevsky. And Vasilevsky on the year 16-7-2. Wasn't sure if he was going to start the year for Tampa Bay. He was dealing with back issues off and on, but now appears to have settled in here near the halfway point of the year after Tampa got off to that rough start. So face-off to his left, won by the Avs. Malinsky, a shot from far out, and that wrister's blocked by Vasilevsky with the blocker. On the far wing, it's played down low by Manson to the corner. Puck pinballs around, came to Paul up high, tried to poke it ahead for Kucherov, but Manson grabs it and sends it deep again. In the near corner, it came for Nelson. Up high, Malinsky, his shot, a weak one, dealt with the right pad there by Vasilevsky. And a stretch pass up ahead for Point, didn't connect. Wedgwood out of his net to play it in the trapezoid. Gave it to Manson on the near wall. Up the ice, he sends it for Brindley. Over the near side he goes, couldn't quite get possession, as the Avs will have to retry at center. Manson will snap it in. Bounces off the end boards and sits in the trapezoid. Moser didn't know where it was. Brindley a pass in front, and a backhander couldn't get through by Kelly, as he couldn't get the shot off, as a stick in front by a Lightning defender. That was Kucherov. Nullified the try. Now here's Gonsalves back in over the line at center to the near circle. Here's his shot and a save made. A stick one covering the 5-hole by Wedgwood as it puck came back up to the near side. Moser couldn't collect, or did collect it and played it deep. Around the goal it went up to the far point. Radish will poke it right back. And now on the near side's Dominic James. Wedgwood wanted to play it, couldn't. James in the slot. Up high, Radish looking for a tip from Paul. It went off the end boards. Now the Lightning still control at the near point. Moser, his shot, save made. Wedgwood popped up in the air. It's free. To the near corner it goes. Paul will wrap it around to the far point. Radish gets it. He'll send it right back to the corner. Free with it is Dominic James, dropping it for Radish, who trades spots with James. Pivots at the far circle is Darren Radish, trying to get free, drew a penalty. Delayed call coming up here on the Avs. Paul up top for James, his long wrister, blocked in front, right back to Radish. Avs will get possession, the whistle will go, and a slash is coming up here on Colorado.
Yeah, after that miscommunication in the D zone for the Lightning, it turns out the puck gets back over to the Avalanche defensive zone, and Lightning draw a nice penalty here as the momentum has picked up in this game.
So we'll head to break. Tie game once again, even at 1. Power play coming up for the Avs. You're listening to the NHL on USN with Jake and Jaric. Back in a moment. Welcome back into Tuesday Night Hockey on the Ultimate Sports Network. Tampa to the power play. Randomly said Avs before the break, but it's Tampa with the man advantage as Bartikov slashed Radish on that opportunity for the Bolts. And that'll send Tampa to their second power play tonight. 1 for 1 on the first try. Gensel got the goal from Kucherov and Radish. They're back to the man advantage. And all power plays are powered by YouTube. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. So you're watching along, you can see the little subscribe button next to my channel name. Be sure to do that. Hit the like button. It's Jake and I. Thank you very, very much. So Gensel in for this draw. Go ahead, Jake.
I was just going to mention that it is a growing channel, and we want to support as it continues to grow into something bigger and bigger every year.
So Lightning on the power play, puck behind the Colorado net. Manson tried to clear, got some help. It goes down the ice, and the Avs will get the clear, and the Lightning skate back. So 15 seconds gone by on this man advantage as Radish drops it off for Kucherov. Those two out there with Point and Gensel, along with Bjorkstrand. It's in the far corner. Burns took it for the Avs, got it to Manson up the near side. He sends it, and down the ice it goes. 30 seconds already gone by. Avs will get set back up for defensive structure, and Tampa gets set back up with a rush the other way. Kucherov's pass on the far wing for Gensel will get snapped in from in front of the benches, rattled around the goal to the near circle. Point collects across Gensel, one-timer, missed the net. Off the end boards it goes to Bjorkstrand near circle. Up top Radish to the far wall, Kucherov being defended by Drury. Backhand pass on the slot. Radish near side. Bjorkstrand's one-timer blocked. Came back to him. Manson with the block that time. Bjorkstrand back to Radish. Near circle Bjorkstrand again. Back up top to Radish. To Kucherov far wall. Down low Gensel. Gensel in the point. Or 4-point. Kicks to the stick. Down goes Wedgwood, but the puck free to the far corner. Kucherov up to Radish. Now Kucherov down low in the corner. Gensel again. Back up top to Kucherov. Far point. He'll play it off the end boards. It came to Manson, but Kucherov, or I should say Bjorkstrand, ends up with it. Up top now Radish again. Radish to the far circle for Kuch. Right back to Radish. Near circle, it's Bjorkstrand. Up top for Radish, final 30 of the power play. Pass down low, looted Gensel, came to the winger Bjorkstrand. At the near circle, he has it. In the slot, Radish. Far corner, Kucherov in front. Gensel, and the tip went wide to the blocker's side. Bjorkstrand played it to the point. Nobody home, though, as Radish wasn't in the area. 10 seconds left as the Lightning have to get back. Quick pass up ahead. Kucherov sprung board ahead. Tried to get in a good back check by Cale Makar, who knocked it free. And now the Avs out the other way as they're going to get back to even strength. 2-on-2 they come. Here's Nelson from Makar. Played it on net. He scores! Brock Nelson, a fluttering shot. His penalty time expired on the power play for Tampa. And the Avs have taken a 2-1 lead.
It felt right as the Lightning stayed out there with their top power play unit for the entire 2 minutes, up and down the ice multiple times, allowing for maybe some tired bodies going the other way. Maybe they got the defensive change off, but the Avs come back and strike as Makar enters and passes to Brock Nelson, who snipes at top shelf.
As that shot, looks like when he shot it, bounced off of Chernak's stick as soon as he let it go, and it was just flopping around. And I made the reference earlier, expecting a fastball. I got a changeup. It wasn't quite a changeup, but it was pretty off speed compared to what a regular shot would come at you like.
Definitely is going to mess up, and essentially luck, but in the right spot at the right time. The puck gets in the back of the net, and the Lightning, after a power play, look to let a goal in and down 2-1.
So 2-1, Colorado halfway through this hockey game now as the Lightning try and enter back into the Avs zone, but Gergensen's had trouble. Moser will snap it across. A delayed offsides on their entry will cause the Avs to get possession back, and a free puck for Colorado will allow them to move ahead. Right through center, Makar tried to feed Lehkonen, couldn't quite connect, is now Holmberg in front of the Av bench will get it back for Tampa, played it back for Chernak, and now up he'll play it for Moser. He'll get over the red line in the blue into the Av zone. From the near side, he'll wrap it around the goal to the far wall. Fresh on the ice for Tampa was Crozier. He couldn't quite grab it, as now the Avs will snap it back to center. A bouncing puck at the logo couldn't be grabbed by Brindley. Hagel will snap it back from the far wing into the far corner of the Av zone. Gord on it first for Tampa. Played it back to the point. Here's Crozier. Gave it back to Gord. Yanni Gord will backhand it down low. Out of it's Gonsalves in the far corner, being defended by Cale Makar. Played it up to the far point. It'll be Cirelli playing it back down low to Hagel. Hagel working it in the slot from the far circle. A shot went on net, and that got blocked. Came back up high through the slot. Kept by Crozier. Near side Desto. Across it, a one-timer. Got blocked off the stick of Gensel. Came up top. Now a long shot. Crozier again. Paddled away. Back in front. Gonsalves and a save made. Wedgwood. Rebound cleared up and not out. Desto. This way for Crozier. Down in the far corners, Gonsalves. Gonsalves back up top. Desto. His long shot was looking for Hagel, rather. Got him in the far corner. Swooped it back up top. Desto. Backhands it down low again. Cirelli out of the far corner now. In the slot. Hagel fanned on the shot. Came back now to the point. Crozier. Good shift here for the Lightning. Off the end boards, Crozier played it Gonsalves. Here's Gage Gonsalves. Back to the point, J.J. Moser. Played it back to the corner. Out of the far corner, Cirelli being watched by Cale Makar, who's been out there for a couple of minutes. Cirelli on his backhand around the goal. Played it in front. It got blocked. Came to Brindley on a deflection. And Colorado will reluctantly get out of the zone. No icing, as I thought it was going to make it the distance. But we play on.
Yeah, lots of pressure from that Lightning shift there with Hagel, Gonsalves, and Cirelli.
As now a puck just trickled right onto Wedgwood there from the Tampa defensive zone, and he'll cover. And that'll send us to another break here with 8:02 to go in the second period. 2-1. The Colorado Avalanche lead the Tampa Bay Lightning, or are we going to break? Was that not?
Seems you got pranked, but they bring up Brock Nelson. As Brock Nelson, who was recently named to Team USA for the Olympic Winter Games, he is just 2 goals away from his 10th season with at least 20 goals, with the only other active U.S.-born players are Kane, Matthews, and Kreider. What a group to be in.
So, no commercial. Is a 5-on-5 stoppage beyond the 10-minute mark. It wasn't an icing or a goal. It doesn't send us to break, so league rules there just don't apply. But, back underway we go as the puck's in the Tampa zone in the far corner. Bjorkstrand will play it behind for Desto. Up the near side, he played it for James. Across he goes over the Av line as Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand in front. James a tip. Went wide to the glove side. Picked up by Malinsky for Colorado as he'll start it ahead. At the logo, found Colton over the Lightning line. His shot stick to the far corner by Vasilevsky. Played it around on his own rebound to the near side. It came up to Burns at the point. His shot got blocked by Paul, but good job by Burns to recover and get it back deep, preventing Paul the other way.
It was a nice move by Bjorkstrand to put the puck on net. Wedgwood pushed it to the corner to reduce the pressure here.
Moser back in for the Lightning into the Av zone near side. Dropped it off. James a shot. Saved short side by Wedgwood at the near post. Played up ahead now for Colorado's Parker Kelly, who has the go-ahead goal. Got past one man. Now on the far side, a shot there. Blackered away by Vasilevsky. Now Kelly in the slot. Couldn't quite get the pass from Barkov there. Is now in the near corner trying to grab it for Colorado's Taylor Makar. He poked it free. It came back up top now to Manson. Half clapper. Went up over the crossbar. Got the glass. Kucherov on the loose puck will swoop it ahead. Gensel had it out of his reach. Down the ice it goes. This will be an icing. So 6:28 to go in the second period. Not a lot of whistles in this second period as it's been moving along pretty quickly, Jake.
Not at all. And you mentioned the commercial break. I don't remember the last commercial break, if I'm going to be honest. It's been a minute, but here we are. Shots 18-18. And the game is pretty highly contested right now. Both teams adding pressure, and see who comes out with this second period.
Face off to the left of Vasilevsky, pulled back by the Lightning. Is now up, it goes to center. Gensel collects on the near side. Touched it ahead for Kucherov over the Av line. Tried to play it in behind, but lost the feed, and now Girard will play it up. And now Makar at center to the near side. Natchez chipped it for McKinnon into the near corner. Good job, though, by Chernak to poke it away from him. Now a bouncing puck did come right back to Chernak. He's able to hit Gensel at center, and the Lightning are away. Point, give it back to Gensel. Across Kucherov, tried to feed it back in the middle for Point. Nobody home. Now in the far corner, Gensel's pass came up to Chernak at the far point. He couldn't grab it. The Avs are away 3-on-2 if they hurry. Natchez to the far wing, McKinnon over the Lightning line. McKinnon tried to feed Kel Makar. Pass was deflected by Gensel. Now in the near corner, Natchez grabs it. He works from low to high. Marty Natchez drops it off at the near point for Malinsky. He snaps it across now for Kel Makar. His long wrister blocked in front by Desto. Loose in the slot. McKinnon tried to whack at it. Bounced to the far circle. Kucherov there poked it for Point. And now Braden Point at the end of a shift will defer it to Desto. And he'll snap it in. And the Lightning will get a line change.
Yeah, Hagel with a good back check there to decompress that entry on the basically a 4-on-2, 4-on-3 for the Avs.
Now on the re-entry for Colorado, Nichushkin overskated the puck on the near wing, came back to center where Nelson will nudge it across for Brindley to gallop in on the far wing into the Lightning zone. Dropped it in behind the Tampa net. On it though for the Lightning was Moser. Up the near wing he sent it. Gord decided to play it right back behind, and Radish this time will ladle it out to center. Running into a Lightning player was Kolyovov. He lost his stick. Now on the far side, a shot by Gergensen, paddled aside by the goaltender Wedgwood. Now the shot came through but got blocked down in the slot, and it rolls back into Lightning territory where Radish will bump it back on the near side. Moser will dump it right back to Colorado ice, and Wedgwood will give it to Brent Burns on the far side. Under 4.5 now, second period, both teams changing up their forward core. Avs lead 2-1. Jaric, Rubel, and Jake Elder with you on the Ultimate Sports Network here tonight. The next time you'll hear from me will be on Tuesday next week when the Islanders head to Winnipeg to take on the Jets. So that'll get underway at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. As Burns still out here in his own zone, finally moved a puck out to center ice. Carlisle takes it back for the Lightning as he gets out to the center ice logo, races towards the Avs blue line and snaps it in. Rattles around the goal to the far wall, centering attempt from the Lightning for Hagel. Didn't quite connect Gonsalves' pass. Got red, and now the Avs will twist it back deep and get another line change off. So here's Crozier for the Bolts, back with the puck in his own zone between the circles. Straightaway pass for James got deflected into the Avs zone. Brent Burns back on it. Burns tried to play it ahead, went off of Nick Paul's leg. Now the Bolts take back over at center as it'll be James once again, donning that number 17 that Alex Killorn wore here for so many years. Dominic James poked it over center ice logo, but didn't quite get it into the Avs zone. So now Colorado gets it back with the top line on the ice. McKinnon for Natchez, far wing, near side. Here's now McCarr dropping it. Natchez' shot shut down by Vasilevsky. What a pretty passing play by the Avalanche. But Marty Natchez tried to go upstairs, but Vasilevsky able to stop him. So 3:13 to go here in the second period. We will head to break. Brock Nelson and Parker Kelly with goals for the Avs have them up 2-1 now in period 2. Back here on Tuesday Night Hockey from Tampa Bay, 2-1. Colorado now has the lead thanks to a goal by Brock Nelson after a penalty expired for Colorado. It's just as things got back to even strength after killing a penalty. Brock Nelson able to flutter one off a Chernak's stick past the glove side of Vasilevsky. Jaric, Rubel, Jake Elder hanging out with you here on Tuesday night. Glad you've joined us on the Ultimate Sports Network. Face off to the left of Vasilevsky, controlled by the Avalanche. So you got 3 minutes remaining in the second period. As puck behind the Tampa Bay net, Lehkonen trying to center it, couldn't get good wood on it as it's launched up ahead for Holmberg to carry it. Over the Lightning logo he goes, played it on the near side into the Av zone for Gergensons. Gergensons pulls up in the near corner, took a hit from McKinnon, puck free to Gord though, played it around the goal to Radish. Free up top at the far circles, Holmberg, his shot save made Wedgwood, rebound now to Gord, back up top, Radish one timer, way up high, could have hit somebody right in the skull, it didn't. That down low, Gord in front of tip, they score! Zemgus Girgensons, the day after his birthday, finds the back of the net, and a birthday goal for Tampa's winger. Evens the game at 2.
Yeah, an awkward shot from the point that looked like it had to hit somebody up high. It did. Manson's shoulder up high. Then the puck just bounces right to Yanni Gord as he takes his time and finds Girgensons right in the blue paint. A nice, easy tap-in goal a day after his birthday.
So Zemgus Girgensons collects goal number 6 on the year now for him, as the Tampa Bay Lightning have evened this game up at 2 late in period number 2. So back underway now is The Avs control after a turnover by Tampa's faceoff win, as Brindley will play it to the far corner. Nelson will retrieve. Nelson got stick checked by Chernak. The Lightning's Gensel plays it to center. Hagel tries to collect as it bounced off his blade. He does. Over the far line, he goes into the Avs zone. Pulls up at the far half boards. Taken to the boards by Girard. Nelson there to grab the puck, flipped it ahead, or Nichushkin rather, I should say. And now at center, it's taken Brindley with a burst of speed up the near side with a shot from the near circle. Blockered up and out to the far side by Vasilevsky. And now the Lightning the other way. Hagel on the near side trying to center. Gensel trying a save made by Wedgwood as the puck deflects out of play afterwards. And now one more commercial break lasts with 1:58 to go in the second period. The Lightning, though, just even the game up at 2. Zemgus Girgensons with his 6th of the year makes it 2-2. Period 2's off to fun start here. Not really a start. We're near the end of it, but we're almost at 40 minutes through in this hockey game, and it's tied at 2. Colorado and Tampa Bay has been tied through 2 periods this year. Colorado 3-0-2, Tampa 8-4-1. As we'll see if any goals happen here in the final 110 seconds.
Yeah, this pace of play in the second period has been much faster, much more quality here, as both teams have found the net 3 times. And as I mentioned, the Avs did not trail for very long, as it was only 4 minutes of trailing time and ended up tying it up and taking the lead.
So off the face-off to the right of Wedgwood, the Avs control as Burns flung it up the near side. There's Olofsson. Haven't seen him much this period. Grabs the puck in the near corner, but lost it as Desto hit him. And the Lightning take back over. Through center, Desto has it on the near side over the Av line in the corner with a tough angle shot that Wedgwood will corral and hold for a whistle.
Yeah, it looks like the original lines we got with Olofsson at the top line has been shifted. Lehkonen moved up with McKinnon and Natchez, and Brindley, who's looked fairly good with Nelson and Nichushkin. I've seen him a lot on the ice and making some quality plays.
So that leaves Olofsson down now on this third line with Drury and Colton. Is now the fourth line, the third line hops over the boards for Tampa, line that just scored Gord with Girgensons and Holmberg. So face off to the right of Wedgwood. Top line on the ice now for the Colorado Avalanche, as McKinnon's out there for this face-off. The linesman not quite ready to drop the puck. Linesman Mark Shushik says, "You're out of here, Yanni Gord." In steps Zemgus Girgensons. Now Girgensons against McKinnon. Off the draw, McKinnon pulls it back with ease. Makar control. Kale Makar out to center. Be backhanded in now by the Avs. Going after it in behind will be Lehkonen. Lehkonen poked it to McKinnon out of the far corner. Nathan McKinnon up high. Girard's shot there. Did that hit an Av? Nobody knows where the puck is. I think it's in the near corner. It is. Gord now plays it up. Makar bank it off the end boards as he gets possession back. And the Avs will wait as they touch up. So Makar back ahead on the near side. Kelly got intercepted by Moser at the blue line, but the Avs Nelson gets it back. But nothing to do with that pass as the Lightning sent it the other way. So now Holmberg in from a pass from Gord. His shot there went wide to the far side off the end boards. Now Hagel kicks it from the far corner to Holmberg in that far half board position. Played it in behind for Gord. Back to Holmberg. Can't grab it. It bounces to the slot. Parker Kelly will carry out the center and lose possession. The Lightning take it back in the final 40 now of period number 2. So Gord heads to the bench for a change as he dumped the puck into the near corner of the Avs zone. It's played up by Cale Makar, rolling on edge towards the net. And no icing is the call, so Vasilevsky will leave it in behind for Chernak in the final half minute. Tied up at 2 shots, 22-20 in favor of Tampa Bay. In this period, that's 10 for the Lightning, 13 for the Avalanche. As there's a turnover to Chushkin across, and they just put it over the crossbar. As Jake, I was looking at the shot count. Who was the turnover on there? Because that was putrid.
I mean, he was stuck behind the net, standing there. I was thinking he was content with letting the time go out. Chernak waited behind the net, and right when he decided to go was apparently the wrong time after waiting about 10 or so seconds. And it looks like Vasi's blocker had to get there. Otherwise, that puck would have been close to the post, if not in, on a really bad turnover with very few seconds left in the period. I was wondering what Makar was saying over to the referee.
Right, it looked like a penalty camera angle. I was like, uh-oh. But we're still 5-on-5. 8.2 seconds remaining in the second period. Face off to the right of Vasilevsky coming up between Jack Drury and what looks to be Anthony Cirelli.
We thought we'd get right into the end of the period here, but looks like a little drama.
They looking for a delay of game penalty here on Gensel, perhaps, as that shot did go clean out of play, but no. So I think that's what the little review is for.
Okay, all right.
So it'll be Paul in for this draw against Drury. Paul wins it back. Radish snaps it out for Tampa. Hagel collects a bouncing puck in the final 3 seconds, but his shot goes off the glass. And time expires here in period 2. So a 2-goal period for the Colorado Avalanche. 1 for Parker Kelly, 1 for Brock Nelson. Then the Lightning got the equalizer courtesy Zemgus Girgensons a day after his birthday to even it up at 2. That was your scoring in the middle frame.
Yeah, tightly contested game here. It looks like 2 juggernaut teams going at it with some gritty goals coming in, and we will go 2-2 into the third period. Should be a good one.
So in that period, shots were 13-10 in favor of Colorado. The Lightning lead the shot count, though, 22-20 through 40 minutes of play. And again, when tied through 40 minutes this season, the Avs 3-0-2, the Lightning 8-4-1. We'll see who comes out with the 2 points on the other side as we head to intermission. The third period is looming. So you're listening to the NHL with Jaric, Rubel, and Jake Elder on the Ultimate Sports Network. Stick around, the third period is near. back here on Tuesday Night Hockey to begin period number 3. Avs and Lightning tied at 2. Jaric Rubel here with you alongside my buddy Jake Elder. As in that second period, the Avs struck twice, Parker Kelly and Brock Nelson. Makar got an assist, Barkdakov and Soliev got an assist. Soliev's first career NHL point. And then Gergenson's, his 6th of the year from Gord and Holmberg. That's the scoring in the second period in a 2-2 tie. So 9 seconds into the third period, an offsides whistle here occurs. So a neutral zone faceoff coming on up.
Yeah, the Lightning to look to hold on to their 7-game win streak now, and that would be the first time doing so, having two win streaks of 7 games or more since the 1920 season, where they had a game win streak of 10 and 11.
So face-off here controlled by the Lightning and played up ahead on a stretch pass from Radish for Gergensons, but it bounced off his blade. Now the Lightning lose it in the near corner to the Avs, and now McKinnon turned it over, and now a stoppage here as we have a down Av in the near corner of the defensive zone. It's Sam Girard slowly getting back up to both skates as he's in some distress here in his facial region. He's bleeding, it looks like, so we'll see what happens. As in the near corner, he caught an elbow from Gergensons. TJ Luxmore was right on top of the play. Didn't call a penalty, but blew the play dead right away.
To me, it looked like Girard kind of put himself in that position. I don't think he meant to elbow him. I think he was just moving his stick along the ice there. So an unfortunate hit for Girard. So
it looks like he's going to head down the tunnel and get some medical attention, some stitches to that cut above his left eye. So face off to the left of Wedgwood here. 25 seconds gone by in period number 3. Jaric Rubel and Jake Elder here with you on the Ultimate Sports Network. So face off pulled back by the Lightning. Shot straight away from Moser. Went off the glass. It goes out of play. And another stoppage here. We'll do things over 31 seconds in now to the frame.
You mentioned that these are the 2 longest tenured coaches going at it. John Cooper is 3 wins shy of becoming the 25th coach in NHL history to reach 600 career wins. And he recently coached in his 1,000th game on December 31st, right before the new year. And that was the pregame ceremony for today's game.
Face off to the right of Wedgwood, won by the Avs. And Burns will flip it out the center. Yeah, Jake, you mentioned John Cooper is the Avs will take back over here. Since he was brought here, there's only been 4 seasons where they didn't make the playoffs, and God, it's 7 out of those years they gotta have made the East Final. Thinking 2011 they made it, 15 they made it, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22. Wow, yeah.
Dominance, and when you have a team of that structure with a head coach of that structure, it's very hard to beat, definitely early in the rounds. I remember you mentioned to me Bobrovsky was the only one that ever stopped him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Tampa Bay Lightning under John Cooper have only ever lost in the first round until the Maple Leafs here to Sergei Bobrovsky, but the Maple Leafs were able to figure it out in 2023. And since then, the Lightning have not won a playoff series.
As expected, the Leafs had to eventually break through, and why not? As it looks like we might have a penalty down below.
We'll see if Desto is going to get called, as he did get the right skate behind the Chushkin's left leg and upend him. And it looks like there is going to be a penalty here coming up on Tampa Bay. So Desto will sit. They called it a hold, and the power play is on the clock for Colorado. Don't know why it says 1:30. We'll take that off and redo this, as Desto will sit for 2 minutes. And Colorado has an opportunity to take the lead right back.
Cooper was not happy with that one, as he's laughing and pointing at the ref. We'll see how they respond.
So Colorado 0 for 1 on their power play tonight. Again, all power plays powered by YouTube. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, as Jake and I would appreciate it very much. So Tampa gets control off the draw to the right of Vasilevsky. Hagel will skate it out himself, as he'll go ahead and dump it on in, as Makar will pick it up from behind the Colorado net. Cale Makar out to center. Drops it for Brock Nelson, who has the second goal of the game for Colorado. Now for McKinnon over the logo, glides into the Tampa zone, played it to himself in the far corner. He'll ring it around the goal. It'll be met by Brock Nelson at the half boards. Brock Nelson played it to the trapezoid. McKinnon backhands it with forced to Nature's far circle. Back down low, McKinnon. Around the goal to the near half boards, it's passed to Nelson. Up top straightaways, Makar. Defers to Natchez. Natchez down low. Taken by Nichushkin. Back Natchez one-timer. Blocked by Vasilevsky. Rebound to the near wall. Taken by Makar. Makar got it to Nelson. He couldn't move it as Girgensson whacked at it, but it went right to Nichushkin. The Avs stay in the zone. Now Nichushkin turned it over to Girgensson, who gets it out of the zone, and Colorado has to touch up. Tampa changes on the fly as Makar's back in. Played it for McKinnon on the near side, but Girgensson's poked it back out, and Natchez resets at the logo.
Good stick by Girgensson to get his change off.
Under 50 seconds now to go on the Colorado power plays. They snap it back in. Natchez collects on the near side on his backhand. Tried to twist it to McKinnon and eventually got there, but a pass was too hot for Burns, and now Hagel's after it down low. It'll be Wedgwood grabbing it in the trapezoid. Hagel tried to block the pass, but couldn't. As now the Avs, Burns will play it across to Nelson. And back to Burns once again in the half minute of the power play time remaining.
As a Blackhawks fan, love to miss Hagel's hustle there. He's always hustling on his shifts on the ice.
As Olofsson carries in on the near wing for Colton. Behind the Tampa net it goes in the final baker's dozen of the Colorado power play. Now Tampa swings it right back out. It'll go down the ice. That will finish off the rest of the penalty time. So back to full and equal strength we go. Tampa 2 for 2 on the penalty kill tonight.
And no shots there for Colorado. They couldn't even get set up.
So Brindley wraps it around from the far wing to the near with a snap in, but Gensel will end up collecting for the Lightning. A free puck will go to Moser, and the Bolts will set up in their own zone. Moser goes this way for Point, swooped it back dangerously to Moser. Now he'll go rink wide for Gensel to tip it in. Point will get after it first behind the Colorado net. In the near side, Kucherov won't grab the puck. It'll come for Barkdakov, and now Barkdakov will grab it and play it over the Bolts line. Drury touched it far side. Malinsky tried to find the open man Kelly. Back in Drury's one-timer got blocked in the slot. Puck to the far side. Desto will play it down the ice. It looks like it'll be an icing, and the whistle will go with 15:56 in the third period.
Good strong sticks there by the Lightning defenders as the Avs got a little break, but the sticks get in the way and a clear for icing, and we'll reset.
No zone draw upcoming. Announcement here coming up on January 22nd. Yes, January 22nd. It'll be me against Matthew Owens on a broadcast as the Blackhawks and Hurricanes are on ESPN Plus that night, so it'll allow Matthew to be able to bring that game to you all. And we're deciding to do a little Homer broadcast. We're going to root for each other's team, me, the Blackhawks, Matt, the Hurricanes. It'll be fun to try it out January 22nd on the Ultimate Sports Network. So the Lightning win a D-zone draw following the icing, and now Kucherov shoveled one up the near side for Gensel to go after in the near corner of the Colorado zone, but he's not able to come up with it as McKinnon will move it ahead for Natchez over the red line, and blue he goes. Pass got blocked now to Manson, played it down low in the corner for Lehkonen. Skates from the near corner to far. Backhanded it down low again. Natchez touched to McKinnon, who backhanded it up to nobody at the point, and Makar will have to chase back.
Strong sticks again by the Lightning defenders. They are doing well at containing the Avs push here.
So the Avs trying to break out again. Here's Solioff up the near wing. It'll be tipped in by Brindley. He'll go after it along with Nichushkin. Nichushkin got to it first, but the pass deflected to the far corner where Gordon now will position himself free, and he drops it to Moser, who goes D to Radish. And up the near side in the Lightning zone, a pass will go from Radish to Gord at the logo. He chipped it in off the near glass. Goes into the corner of the Avs zone, and on that near side, Solioff trying to play it up. Got it into Tampa ice, but it won't go for an icing as Carlisle's back on it. And he had a blowout there as he blew a tire, but nobody there for the Avs as Crozier's able to play it back to him. So Carlisle snaps it in onto it first in the Avs zone's Bjorkstrand. Dropped it off for Paul, who got met by Solioff. Now in that near corner, four bodies try and grab a loose puck. Paul has possession of it. Ran into the skate of Malinsky. Into the slot the puck goes. Olofsson will collect. He'll backhand it ahead, and the Avs do clear. So on the reset, it's Crozier. Ahead for Paul. Back into the Avs zone he goes. Nick Paul button hooking at the near circle. Played it down in the near corner for James, who poked it across for Bjorkstrand. Back to Dominic James. Paul, short side shot from the near circle. Swallowed up by Wedgwood.
think it's a good shot take there. Allow us to set up offensively as they had 2 men down low. Paul with a shot to the chest as this game opens up.
So 14 minutes even here in period 3 as we look at the Tampa win streak here since December 20th. First in the league in wins with 7, first in goals with 34, goals per game 4.86, and their power plays clicking at a league best 29.2% as well, all since the week of Christmas.
Dominating the league as Tampa takes their way into second place right behind the Red Wings in the Eastern Conference.
So a D-zone draw won by the Avs to the left of Wedgwood. Manson protected nicely and deferred back to Burns on the trapezoid, who launches up the far boards. In front of the Lightning bench, Destow touched it to Gonsalves, who's having trouble with it as he's pinned on the far wall thanks to Bartikov, but the puck came free to Destow, played it around his goal to Chernak, and gets a return pass as the Lightning look to break out. So Chernak will try it again from the near corner. As he waits behind his net, Bartikov parked on top of the blue paint as he now applies pressure on the forecheck. And now the Lightning they're panicking here as they're trying to get out of their own zone. A turnover. Bartikov got it to the near side. Manson will shovel it back down low to Parker Kelly. Kelly absorbs a bit of contact from Destow. McKinnon on the ice now here trying to shake away from Chernak as the puck comes free though to the Lightning on the far wing. And down the ice they send it with a clear. So the Avs back on it in their own zone. McKinnon on the near wing with under 13 to go in the third period. Gave it back up and neutralized the point. So now he'll defer back to Moser in his own zone and he'll go across the Radish as the Lightning here can't get across center ice. The Avs here do a good job to knock the puck down again as they got it at the logo. Now a rink-wide pass by McKinnon got deflected off Lehkonen into the benches, and that'll send us to a break.
McKinnon still held pointless, 13 points in the last 5 games, but still looking for his first point and look for him to step up here as this third period, second half is underway.
So we'll be back in a moment. Under 13 minutes now to go in the third period. You're listening to Tuesday Night Hockey with Jaric, Rubel, and Jake Elder on USN. Welcome back to Tuesday Night Hockey. Jaric and Jake back with you on USN. Coming up on January 12th at Ball Arena when the Avs head back home to take on the Toronto Maple Leafs for Game 2 of their homestand. It'll be Nordique's night there. You can see this hat I got on. They'll be wearing the sweaters that they wore against the Hurricanes twice already this year as they've decided they're going to have 6 more games with them this season. So face-off controlled to Vasilevsky's left by the Colorado Avalanche as Makar let a shot go from the top of the far circle that went off the end boards, then the back of the net. The Avs Brindley races from low to high with it, got to the middle of the ice and tried a shot that went right to Sorelli, who now escapes his zone and gets through center. Dumped it into the near corner. He'll go after it, but Girard boxed him out back on the ice after getting stitches. As Nelson turned it over to Gensel, played it back down low, an active stick by Wedgwood, got it along the far boards for Girard to send it out to center. And now Tampa has to rekindle back in. Crozier will send it around the goal. We met on the far wall, Girard, but it poked to Hagel, who had a turnaround slapper that got blocked to the near corner. Now it'll be Makar one-handling it out to center. No, says the linesman, onside, so it's in the corner for Hagel. Hagel across, couldn't hit Kucherov on the back door. Point grabs it fresh on. Touch to the back for Desto. Charlie Edward Desto along the far boards, down low for Point in the corner. Back up top to Stowe. This way it goes Crozier. Crozier for Kucherov, spinning at the near half boards with it against Brock Nelson. Kucherov looking to shake free, pirouetting, poked it back to Crozier. Crozier with room in the slot, near side. Hagel scores! One-timer from the near circle by Brandon Hagel goes upstairs on Scott Wedgwood, and the Lightning lead it 3-2.
A great play down low by Kucherov to hold the puck along the side of the net. And Crozier pinches in and finds the open man, Jake Gensel, who isn't going to miss that shot. Oh, Brandon Hagel, my apologies, also not going to miss that shot.
So Brandon Hagel with his 20th goal on the season, up to 37 points now on the campaign as he let that shot go from beneath the faceoff circle at the near dot. And it goes over the glove of Wedgwood, who looks back in disappointment as the Lightning have now taken a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, Crozier's pass was a no-looker. It was a beautiful play as Kucherov fought the puck down low.
And now Gerard Bednar looks like he's not going to challenge a play as he waves off the official, but they were looking at something on the Colorado bench. But it will be 3-2. Tampa Bay as they now lead it with 11:29 to go in the third period. The Avs win the ensuing faceoff thanks to Brock Nelson. Burns played it in the skates on the far wing of a couple of players. The Bolts will get possession. Pass on the near side went off Manson's skate, but Bjorkstrand will send it deep behind the goal. Now it'll be Dominic James in the near corner. Centered Bjorkstrand, a shot save made. Rebound, a backhander from Paul goes wide. Bjorkstrand from the far corner up top to Stowe, a shot tipped to the near side. Came now to the Avalanche, Ross Colton. Colton played it in behind his own net. It'll come free to Manson in the near corner. Banked it up the near boards, and out to center it'll go. And the Avalanche get it out. So the Lightning take back over here with both teams changing up their forward cores. Under 11 minutes to go in period number 3. As behind the Tampa Bay net, J.J. Moser sits with the puck. Played it up ahead now to Gord. Ladled it on the near side. Holmberg goes after it as Gergensons put it deep in the near corner of the Avs zone. To the far Gord. Played it in the slot. Bounced off Lehkonen. Came to McKinnon. Avs top line gallops away through center. McKinnon from Lehkonen. Burst in. Splits the D. McKinnon's in. Couldn't get a backhand free as Radish got a stick in there. Good job on the back check after getting blown by. Now Tampa sends it back out to center. It'll be Solioff retreating and sending it back out. And at the logo, McKinnon snapped it across for Brindley, but it got deflected back now to Solioff as he launched it to the logo, but Lehkonen was tied up, so Tampa comes back away with it. They'll dump it around the goal in the Avalanche zone. In the near corner, Gord's pressed up against the boards as the puck came free to Holmberg, left it back in the corner for Gord. Backhanded it around the goal to Moser, far wall. Up top covering at the points, Gergensen with a shot that knuckled to the near side. McKinnon's going to pick it up. Looks like he'll activate. McKinnon across center, got poke checked from behind by Gordon, lost it. Now a pass on the near side for Holmberg's back into the Av zone. Holmberg protecting here on Gerard. One-armed one across to the far wall for Hagel, who gave the Lightning the lead. Hagel poke checked at the point, who got it back down low. Hagel will get there first. Brandon Hagel on his backhand. Got poke checked by Gerard. Puck free to the far wall. Can't get it out. Free in the slot. Kucherov twisting pass. Eluded Hagel, but he'll grab it off the far wall. Played it down low point to the near half boards. Kucherov. Good shift here for the Lightning, who have executed a line change, but now Makar will poke it off of Kucherov's blade to center, and the Lightning touch up. They're going to try to get back in again, though, but a failed zone entry turns them back. So Carlisle from his own end slap past one to the Avs blue line and is on point to point. Here's Point from the far circle and a shot missed to the far side. So it whistled up the near side and stayed in. Kucherov's shot was blocked. Now it came to Point at the near circle, pinballing around. Failed to reach Braden Point and Kucherov. And the Avs sling it the other way on the far wing. Brindley over the Lightning line. Puts on the brakes at the far circle. Lost it in the slot. Desto will pick it back up. And he says, I need a line change with my mates. So I'm going to pull up and wait. So he defers off now to Crozier as the primary assist on the go-ahead goals. He dumped it into the far corner of the Av zone. Under 8.5 now to go in the third period. Colorado gets possession back after Gonçalves lost the pass that came his way. And now the Avs poke it into the Tampa zone behind the net. Chernak for Tampa, trying to move it up for Gensel. He does. Tapped ahead, Sorelli trying to get it out, will not. Nichushkin can't keep it in. Now race for it here at center. Nichushkin gets it and defers back to Malinsky as the Avs will come back through center again. Olofsson over the Lightning line near wall. It's Nelson who kicks to the stick. Bounced in the slot. Came to the corner for Nick Paul who grabs it. He'll flip it up but not out. A jumping Manson keeps it. But he gave it right to Sorelli and this time he'll get it out. And now the Avs will reset. So Manson played it up the near boards. Not sure why he quite did that, but the Lightning will take back over. As now from their own end, a pass ahead for Gord at center. Bounces around. Now the Avs get it right back. Parker Kelly up the near wing over the red line. Lost it on a poke check from Dominic James. And now the Avs try and figure it out at center again. The Lightning doing a good job here, preventing the Avs from getting clean zone entries. Here's one, though, as Drury's in with a shot, blocked in the slot, came free to a bolt. To the near wall, it's Paul with it. He'll bank it off the glass. It doesn't get out quite yet. Manson will keep it, but it went right back to Paul. And the Lightning have space to move it out. 7 minutes exactly left in the third period. I'm Jaric Rubel. That's Jake Elder hanging out with you. As in the near corner of the Colorado zone, James is still on it with Manson defending him. From the near side to the far, still protecting on his backhand. Finally had it poke checked off his blade. Manson drops it back in behind, but it goes right back to Holmberg. But he boxes him out and Girard will take the puck back. Gave it right to Paul, however. In the slot, Holmberg kicks to the stick at the far circle. Down low, Moser tried to center. Came to Manson. The Avs will race up with a forward back on defense. It's Yanni Gord, but a good stick on the red line by Holmberg. Got it back at the moment for Tampa, but they give the puck back in the Avs D zone for Girard. Went up the near wing for McKinnon, but it found Gord instead, so he sends it back into Colorado ice. 6:15 now in the third period.
Both teams making quick line changes, 30-second shifts, less than a minute, and they're trying to get the right players where they want.
Now up the near wing comes Gord over the Av line, dropped it Hagel. Hagel got poke checked in behind by Nichushkin as Big Val now's up the near side. Past the penalty box as he goes. He got poke checked. Free on the near wall. The Bolts come back. Gord tried to play it in front. Gensel couldn't quite get there as Malinsky played it away from him. Back out the center on the far wing. The puck goes. Resetting Stesto on the near side. Finds Hagel into the Av zone with a shot and a glove save and a big one by Scott Wedgwood as he keeps it a 1-goal contest, robbing Hagel, who just gave the Bolts the lead a moment ago.
Yeah, what a patient save by Wedgwood. Had to be really patient on that shot, and he goes down into a splits, but gets the glove save.
5:43 remains in a regulation. Don't go anywhere. The home stretch is next. You're listening to Tuesday Night Hockey with Jaric Rubel and Jake Elder right here on the Ultimate Sports Network.
Welcome back here as we have 5 minutes left in the third period. I wanted to mention that the Avalanche, who suffered their third regulation loss this season on Sunday, they have not lost consecutive regulation games since April 10th through the 12th of 2025. So since last season, they have not lost 2 consecutive regulation games as the record speaks. But here they are, down 3-2, looking to tie it up.
Face-off one to the left of Wedgwood in the D zone by the Avalanche. Jaric, Rubel, and Jake Elder with you as the Avalanche try and get this game even at 3 on the road in Tampa to avoid back-to-back regulation losses for the first time since last season, like Jake just mentioned. Manson up the near side trying to connect with Nelson, but Chernak took it away. Tried to play it ahead for Hagel, who's had a heck of a third period, but it didn't connect. Avs will try again. Nelson trying to get into the Lightning zone, but Cirelli cut him off. Puck free to Hagel on the near side, who snapped it around. Goes to the far corner in the Colorado zone for Burns, who has space and waits for his team to change. Down to the final 5 minutes of a regulation time. 3-2 in favor of the Bolts. As through center, a pass intended for Natchez didn't connect as it went off a skate. And a whistle here. I don't think that was an offsides, but
it might have been. I think it was offsides. I don't think anything. I saw him fall down, but I believe it was just a weird entry.
So 4:53 to go after that stoppage in play. Again, Islanders Jets next week from Winnipeg. Tuesday night hockey right here on USN. So face off in front of the Lightning bench. Puck's dropped. McKinnon wins it. McCarr controls it. This way for Girard. Straight away Natchez into the zone. Marty Natchez down the far corner for McKinnon. Mosier trying to knock him out of the play. Can't quite yet as the puck now gets lost to Lehkonen in the slot. Natchez, a change up of a shot grabbed in the glove by Vasilevsky, and he'll hold it for one last commercial break in this game. 4:36 remains. 3-2 Lightning. Avs looking to avoid back-to-back regulation losses. .435 left in the third period as the Colorado Avalanche trail the Tampa Bay Lightning on the road by a score of 3-2. Jaric Rubel with you here alongside Jake Elder on the Ultimate Sports Network. Goals by the Lightning in this game: Jake Gensel and Zemgus Girgensson in the first two periods. Then Brandon Hagel here in the third gave the Bolts the lead. Parker Kelly and Brock Nelson, the two goal scorers for Colorado Avalanche. Nikita Kucherov with an assist tonight, extends his point streak to 8 games. McKinnon without a point tonight, looking to get on the score sheet. Avs win an O-zone draw here as their top line's on the ice. McCarr played it off the side of the net, but Vasilevsky's going to cover on the short side to his right and take a whistle at 4:26 remaining.
It was a great draw up off the face-off as they got the puck to McCarr quickly, but nothing seemed to open up as he may have lost the puck a little on edge. Vasilevsky covers it up.
So he'll watch a face-off to his right, as it'll be Brock Nelson against Yanni Gourde for this draw. Both of those two guys played in the conference final in 2021 and 2020 against each other. Gourde here in Tampa Bay. Brock Nelson as a member of the New York Islanders, as Tampa bested the Islanders in each of those two series. So off the draw to the left, or to the right of Vasilevsky. The Lightning lose the draw, the Avs get it. Natchez to the back for Girard. His long wrist shot blocked in the slot. Came free to Gergensons. He'll flip it ahead. It'll be bouncing down at the Av blue line. Girard will chase back after it in the near corner of his own zone. He's on it, skates into the far corner now from behind his net, and played it ahead for Natchez, who gets some speed through center. On the near wing, McKinnon forced to dump it in. It'll bounce in front, and a knuckle puck came up to the point. Near side, Makar fakes a one-timer in the slot. Far circle, Natchez a shot, blocked by Desto. Back to him it goes. Here's Natchez, up high at the far circle. Defers now to Nelson, got it back, and a whistle of a one-timer went up over top of the net and behind. Twisting it back to the point was Nelson, but Makar's not there. The Avs have to get back. 3:33 to go in period 3. Maybe Pat Foley's listening somewhere, as it's played up ahead now to the Avs again. Olofsson over the Lightning line, dropped it, played across to the near side. Was a bad pass, but luckily came to Drury, who dropped it to Burns. His shot on goal, saved Vasilevsky with the right pad, as Olofsson was on the doorstep trying to jam it through, but he holds his ground and gets the whistle.
I'm hoping we get to see a replay of Dostal's block. Here it is. I feel Vasilevsky was positioned pretty well, but it seemed like a key block on a play where the Avs players were connecting on some good passes.
And it looks like he got a piece of that burn shot as well. So 2 blocks on that defensive shift for Charlie-Edouard Desto, as he's been good for the Lightning since coming up. He's got 35 games to his name now this year. First season with the NHL Lightning. First full season, I should say. Face off to the right, though, of Vasilevsky. Still no extra attacker yet for the Avs. Down a goal, as there's still 3:17 to go in the third. Nelson wins it clean back to Burns. His wrister save made by Vasilevsky with the left pad. Back behind the goal, Colton set it in front. Couldn't get it, was Drury. Up top, Burns one-timer save. Rebound poked alertly by Vasilevsky. Desto couldn't move it up the near boards. Drury gets it in behind. To the far point it goes. Sent this way by Malinsky dangerously, but it came to Burns, but he coughed it up to point. 3-on-2 the other way for the Lightning. Point over the Av line, far side for Gonsalves. Point dropped it back. Gensel fanned on the shot. The Avs come back the other way now up the far wing. Here's Drury with it over the Lightning line. Drury tried to send it this way for Lehkonen, picked off Gensel. Ahead for Hagel at the logo. Snaps it back into Colorado ice. 2:35 left in the third period, as Makar goes up now for McKinnon. McKinnon played it in front of the penalty boxes. It's grabbed and sent deep by Nelson. Now it'll be grabbed by Vasilevsky in the trapezoid, left it for Mosier, played it up but not out. Makar flipped it back to the near side, trying to get on its Lehkonen as he's tied up with Gonsalves. Puck came up to Makar, not out in the slot. Natchez a shot, got blocked to the far wall in front. Here's Lehkonen trying to stuff it home, and Vasilevsky, he's on it, and he'll get a whistle with 2:07 to go. Lehkonen almost got picked up by his horse collar, as now some extracurricular activities are taking place to the right of Vasilevsky.
Yeah, it's good pressure, great pressure by the Avs. It seems as if they are moving so fast around the boards. It's opening up the middle of the ice, and these defensemen are able to get shots off, and a lot of rebounds left in front of Vasilevsky, but nothing has been put away just yet.
So the net to our right is now empty. Jared Bednar is pulled. The goaltender, Scott Wedgwood, for the extra attacker. 6-on-5 now for the Avalanche. And this year, in this situation, they have scored twice. Or I should say they've scored 3 times. And meanwhile, the Tampa Bay Lightning in this situation have surrendered 3 goals. So we'll see what happens here with the empty net. Face off to our right, or to Vasilevsky's right, down to our left. So Cirelli will take this draw for the Lightning, and it'll be Brock Nelson for the Colorado Avalanche. 3-2 Lightning, 2:07 to go. Off the draw, the Avs get it. To the back, it's Cale Makar. His long wrister. Off the glass it goes. Puck free to the far wall. Makar played it back around the goal. It'll come to McKinnon at the near half boards. He backhanded it to the corner. Lehkonen around the goal to Nelson out of the far corner. Up top to Makar. Back to Nelson along the far boards. Down to the final 108. Makar one-timer off the end of the glove of Vasilevsky. Rebound to the far side where Tampa flips it down the ice and just wide. It'll be an icing as it just missed the empty net. I believe it was Moser who let it go down the length of the ice. But a whistle for a stoppage, and the Lightning cannot change.
Yeah, the The Avs here are going to be dangerous with another extra man in front of the net to add pressure. A good clear here to slow it down, and about 3 feet to the right of the net.
Face off to the right of Vasilevsky. 101 seconds remain in this one. Colorado needs a goal to tie. Tampa looking to make it 8 wins in a row and hand Colorado their second consecutive regulation loss for the first time this year. Off the draw, Nelson gets it to the back. Here's Makar. Makar along wrister in front. Nelson tries to slam it home, and it's gloved away. Vasilevsky, Nichushkin up the near wing. These two teams are playing hard as it's free in the slot. And out the center for a 2-on-1 between Hagel and Cirelli. Cirelli for the empty net. He scores! Anthony Cirelli into the empty cage for his 12th of the year. And there's still a minute 25 left, so it's not over. But Tampa has got a 2-goal lead at home over the Avs.
I know that's important. Nelson almost puts one home. Vasilevsky was able to glove it into the corner, and it poked out and turned into a 2-on-1 the other way with an empty net. And Cirelli gives the Tampa Bay Lightning a 2-goal lead.
And to your point about Vasilevsky, earlier in the sequence, a few minutes prior, we saw a good active stick sweep a puck to the far corner as well. So he's been locked into his game tonight where his reflexes, they're going.
5 straight wins, as I said. This could be number 6. And Vasilevsky looks to be where he wanted to be. As you mentioned, he started the season off with, injuries. And
just not a healthy camp impacted him to start the year.
But it seems he's found his way back into the Vasilevsky that when he's on, Tampa is a force to be reckoned.
So off the ensuing draw, the Lightning won it. Chernak flipped it into Colorado territory. I'd imagine the Avs are going to pull the goalie again if they could get possession, but right now the Lightning have it. Chernak's long flipper missed to the far corner. Desto can't keep it in, and now the Avs are out to center. Here's Olofsson with space to the far wing over the Lightning line. Dropped it off now to Colton. Colton to the goal. Tried to stuff it home on the blocker side. Couldn't quite get there. Up top now, the extra attackers back on for Colorado. A shot towards the net by McKinnon got blocked in front. And now Colorado has to get back as Tampa's shooting for the empty net. But an icing will be whistled with 50.4 to go now in the third period. Got to be careful, though, still here if you're the Lightning, Jake, because this is obviously Colorado team. It wouldn't surprise anybody if they scored 2 goals in 20 seconds.
Oh, 100%. McKinnon's chatting with the Tampa Bay bench over here. There's a broken stick on the ice. Carnage for sure.
Shots are 28-26 in favor of the Lightning. So they're up 2 goals here with 50 seconds to go. So face off to Vasilevsky's left. Fans even making their way for the exits that are fans at Tampa, getting the Florida streets early, get out of Tampa Bay, get back up I-75.
Is what it is. Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night.
Doesn't say afternoon. 9:45 out there.
True.
Nice just getting started in Tampa. Ric Flair's probably out partying somewhere.
There you go.
Woo! Face off to the left of Vasilevsky. 50 seconds left. The Avs get it. Makar controls. Gets it back from Nelson. To the far corner, McKinnon. McKinnon to the net. Shoulder down on the short side by Vasilevsky. Rebound in that far corner. Lehkonen poked it around the goal to the near corner. Here's Natchez. Threw it at the near circle, Nelson. Up top, Makar. Far circle and a one-timer save. Rebound, McKinnon can't get it in front. It's pinballing around. Through the paint, it goes to the near side. Gonsalves, a backhander, will flip it out. And now here is Gensel with a backhander that got knocked down by Makar in the final 20. At center, Makar sends it back in. Doesn't look like enough time, though, here for Colorado. Centering it here for a shot with McKinnon and a save made by Vasilevsky on the setup by Natchez. So 8.8 seconds to go. That should be it for this one. And Tampa Bay is going to extend their winning streak to 8 in a row.
Yeah, McKinnon with about the best shot possible from that sharp angle. But Vazzy shakes his head after it hits him right in the side of the helmet. But he deflects it beyond the post and keeps this at 2 goals. And as you said, time ticks away.
His big Val's broken his gold chain now. And what was that? It looked like he was... I don't know, the referee kind of had
urgency.
It did look really awkward. But Big Val giving his jewelry to the official, he'll get it back in the locker room after.
It got ripped off.
Chernak ripped it off.
And as we know, the only way that these two teams could ever see each other again for the rest of the year would would be in the Stanley Cup Finals as we look at both of these powerhouse teams.
Is now a shot by Makar goes wide as time expires. That'll do it here tonight. The Tampa Bay Lightning come through victorious on home ice and hand Colorado back-to-back regulation losses for the first time this season. Tampa, victors of 8th in a row now.
Yeah, Tampa's looked great, and I can't help but think, as I mentioned, the Stanley Cup Finals, these are the two best teams. They continue fighting and wrestling, and
there is a lot of extracurricular going on after the fact here as Nick Paul's been wrestled down to the ice with, looks like Jack Drury. As these two teams, it was getting chippy near the end. These two teams realize how much, not necessarily this game means, but they understand they're the heavyweights, and they're going to prove that they're the heavyweight.
Yep, the dominant forces, and I mean, the Avalanche are the team that ended Tampa Bay's run of Stanley Cups, so they know each other very well. And as you said, 8 wins in a row now for Tampa, and they look forward to only getting healthier from here. As it looks, the Avs could finally come to a halt and maybe open the door for, a little more even playing field.
And as you mentioned, the Avalanche here, well, you said it's going to be good going ahead for Tampa getting healthy, but the Avalanche here could be good going ahead for them as they're going back home for 7 straight games. Now they've won 15 straight games at home. They've yet to lose in regulation on home ice. So an opportunity here, despite some of these injuries, to get back in a routine at home with their families and, enjoy some home cooking here for the next 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, that home crowd is never a doubt that they will do what they need to do to get the game post-regulation, if not take away with a win.
So a final here tonight in Tampa. Colorado 2, the Lightning 4. The goal scorers in this game. Jake Guentzel opened the scoring for Tampa with 12 seconds left in period 1 on the power play from Kucherov and Radish, his 19th of the year. Then in the second period, Parker Kelly got the Avs on the board 3 minutes 22 seconds in, his 8th of the year from Bardakov and Soliov's first ever NHL point. Then Brock Nelson, 6 minutes after that, gave the Avs the lead after killing off a penalty, his 19th of the year from Cale Makar, made it 2-1 Avs. Then Tampa Bay, from there on out, Gergensons with 2.5 minutes left in the second period, made it 2-2, his 6th of the year from Gord and Holmberg. And then Brandon Hagel ended up giving the Tampa Bay Lightning the lead in period 3 as he was able to strike on the power play, or I should say at even strength from Crozier and Kucherov off a bad turnover. And then Cirelli with the empty netter from Hagel and Radish. 2 points on the night for Radish, 2 points on the night for Hagel. And Kucherov extends his point streak to 8 in a row. So again, 4-2 the final, Tampa over Colorado. Jake, I want to thank you so much for joining me these last couple of games. It's been a blast having you along for the ride, and I'm sure you'll be willing to do plenty more as the season continues.
Yes, sir. As I continue to get better and more confident, and it's always fun watching the games and dissecting it very in depth and being able to really watch a team play and total focus. And it's always fun calling the games with you.
Awesome. So, Jake, thank you very much. Again, his name's Jake Elder. My name's been Jaric Rubel. The next time you'll hear me, if you look in the bottom right corner, is Islanders and Jets a week from tonight in Winnipeg, as we'll see both of those two teams for the first time this season on the Ultimate Sports Network. So, again, 4-2 Tampa over Colorado. 8 in a row for the Bolts. Back-to-back regulation losses for the first time this year for the Avs is the story on Tuesday Night Hockey to begin 2026. So long, everybody. Enjoy your night. Enjoy the NFL playoffs next week, as we'll be back hopefully on YouTube. Be sure to look at USportsNet on Twitter for any updates, as we'll have NFL playoff coverage all weekend long here on the main YouTube channel, as you're watching on mine at the moment. So again, my name's Jaric. That's Jake. We're signing out. Have a good night and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.